in a well, it's not a make-believe discipline.
Hey, don't say that about animal pole vaulting, chick. Come on. Those deers get so high in the air.
Animal pole vaulting, the gazelles and everything.
I'd watch that.
Holding the poles, though.
Sure.
Anybody see the deer coming in this morning, or was it just me?
No.
Just you. Okay,
Just
good.
you.
Once again, as Josh pointed out a long time ago,
Deer move.
deer move.
That's the problem. If they're in the same place, we'd be okay.
Kidding. We're not kidding. When we get a text at 4:45 in the morning, Tom will go, there are 4 deer in the driveway.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Tom. Appreciate it.
Once again, we appreciate it if there are 4 deer statues in the driveway.
Sure.
Let us know.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, we don't want to hit them.
They wouldn't move, you mean?
No.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
That's the point.
Well, it's a tight blind corner. I just don't want you to take the corner and hit him.
Okay.
Okay, one of these days.
Wow.
Chick's going to come in and go, all right, you're going to be happy about this. I just hit a deer.
The
Okay.
car's totaled. And
Yesterday in the show, we embarrassed ourselves. We early, I think.
well, how did it happen this time?
The elk in the news.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Should have remembered that.
It's a good story. One of those in the woods cameras caught a beautiful elk with a tire stuck around its neck, and big antlers and everything. So we're thinking, how's this thing ever going to get him off? And they're trying to track this elk down,
Right.
So they can take the tire off. But we were wondering how he ever got it on there in the first place. I mean, that's like one of those state fair games.
Yes.
Where you're wondering,
Toss a ring?
Yeah, do they fit around those bottles? I don't know. Then it was pointed out to us that those antlers do fall off. So probably when he was antler free, he stuck his head on the tire somehow.
Certainly, yeah.
But we've posted that picture in our various social
Now,
media
elk,
platforms.
are they related to the reindeer? Do they fly like the reindeer do?
Yeah, they fly, yeah.
If you throw them out of an aircraft. The point being, we've had several
That's
requests
an aggressive ending for that observation.
for a classic piece from the show called Elk Hunt.
Yes.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, I think we're going to pass.
I was thinking about it all the time we were talking about it, but I said nothing.
It's one of those classics. Maybe you can dig it up on the internet. I don't know. It's
enjoy yourself
about hunting elk
in the privacy of your own home.
Yeah, from the makers of Mouse Hunt.
Yes,
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
Great
Good movie.
Great
Yes.
movie.
That was a
Yes.
great movie.
Very, very nice. So, elk, hunt is out there for your dining.
When
and
that
dancing
overweight
pleasure.
mayor eats that cockroach, man, that's funny.
Yeah, okay.
Beautiful
A teaser in sports.
We're going to talk college football again today, and what they're going to do. We're going to talk the NFL, and another team has stepped up and said, no, fans, no thank you. But arguably, in this team's case, they only have to disappoint 500 or 600 people. And
Okay.
Major League Baseball and the NBA, Major League Baseball limps along. The NBA continues in the bubble. And women's basketball is rolling right along. And Hard Knocks is in full swing on HBO. We'll check in with a couple of highlights from that.
Yeah,
From
there's
the first episode.
Kind of a controversial thing.
It's Raiders Chargers. No, not Rams Chargers this year. Rams and Chargers.
And the narrator ace is Ray Donovan.
Liev Schreiber.
Well, I mean,
It's Ray Donovan.
Ray Donovan on the TV show.
You guys are like those old guys. Hey, look, there's Thomas Magnum. That's Tom Selleck. No, hey, Magnum. Boy, oh, boy.
Bet you did that with Columbo, too, didn't you?
You did. You did it with Horace McMahon, I bet.
Sure.
Called him by his captain name on NYPD Dirty New York, whatever.
Yeah,
Naked City. That was
I
it.
never saw
I think that's better than the people who call like James Gandolfini. People like, oh, Jimmy, back in the
Oh,
day.
yeah, Jimmy.
Oh, you know how
Jimmy and
Jimmy
I-
was. He always had a trainer on set.
Bobby De Niro, yeah.
Yeah.
I love when people do.
Scorsese thing. And could we get the definitive pronunciation of his last name?
Scorsese.
Is it Sessi or
Scorsese.
Okay.
Scorsese.
Yeah, all right.
Remember Dabney Coleman pronounces it in that Chevy Chase movie? He's on he's on the beach.
Modern Problems.
Recording his thoughts.
Yeah, yes.
He goes, sunrise, sunset, Mountain Scorsese.
That's exactly.
That is an obscure impression, and it's dead on.
Oh, it is wonderful when he does
That is an obscure movie. What's it called?
Modern Problems.
Remember, he gets
Radioactive sort of.
nuclear waste dumped on him in his car. And
There are some wonderful set pieces in that movie.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll try to get as obscure as we can today. That's what we do.
Yep.
We do have interesting things in the news, an invasion of swamp rats.
Don't want those.
In case the murder hornets weren't enough. Swamp
Sounds about
rats.
right.
Yeah, they're pretty scary. You got those coming in. What a great year, huh? We'll find out more about that coming up. And we have a driver's license photo that actually made the international news wire.
Is that right?
From the United States of America. We'll
It's
find
pretty
out about
funny.
that. Yeah, it is. It is a classic. We'll find out about that because we've all had an issue with. Have you ever gotten a new driver's license, Christy, because your photograph wasn't good enough?
No, I'm not that vain.
Okay. I know certain people may have done that.
I have.
I have not. But because sometimes it's a terrible picture. You know, my theory on this has always been, you should let people pay extra
Sure.
and have like some makeup artist right there on set.
Yeah, but then I think it would add some time for people who just want to get their license.
Okay, Karen, I think you're ready for the photo.
Yeah.
Be on a photo shoot.
But I think people would pay extra, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
If you-
Sure, they would, but
you
it's a
could-
time eater.
What if you could go there and bring your own photo as long as it met certain regulations?
I think people would do that too.
Don't they do that with the passport? I mean, you have to certain
Yes,
guidelines.
I did have to do that.
The passport, you can pay more to have it expedited. It's insane.
Yeah.
Oh, I've
The
had
class
more.
system in America, you can see right
Oh, yeah.
through, and you need to
Oh,
get a
yeah.
passport.
I had to do that.
For $20, you can have your passport in 10 minutes. And
No,
I don't
it's
know how
not
they do
20.
that.
Oh, I don't think it's 20.
It's like 800. You can have it tomorrow.
I thought it was 100, but yeah.
But it's $20 if you want it in 3 months. It's insane.
My photograph on my passport, I should bring it in. I am darker than Ace. And I think what happened is
I thought you went the other way on that. I thought
No,
you were,
no, it's
I thought it was washed out.
It's both. It's weird. When last time I returned to America, the guy looked at me and he said, "This is the worst passport photo I have ever seen."
Wow.
I think the fixer, whatever they call it on the photographic paper or something.
Stop. How far did you stop? What's your F?
I didn't print it at home, but I mean, it's. I really need to get a new one. I'm afraid I'm going to never get back in the country.
Well, you
Well, you never get out, so
we
it
don't have
doesn't
anywhere
matter.
we're allowed
Yeah.
now. So
We can't go anywhere.
good job.
I keep thinking about that time, that Nirvana world coming again when we can do things
You can
like
jump on a plane and go to France if you want.
go to movies.
Yeah.
There's
Movies.
a good. What's the thing you miss the most?
Movies.
I think concerts, movies, restaurants.
Heard this morning AMC's going to open up like 100 theaters around the country.
Really?
Yeah, I got the email.
How are they going to do that? Are you sitting very far away? Or?
Yes, very far away, and limited capacity, of course. And
If you're sitting far away, that'll be terrible. You won't be able to hear the guy next to you answering his phone.
Right.
yes, well, everybody will be wearing masks.
So we'll have to talk louder.
All right.
What about popcorn? The
How can
only
you eat
reason to
popcorn with a
live.
mask on?
Good Lord,
Yeah.
don't do that.
I will say this. This opens up kind of an interesting possibility because I'm kind of a popcorn shover. I don't know about you guys, but I just kind of shove it into my mouth.
No, I eat one kernel. Of course I'm a popcorn shover. I'm
Chick,
a man.
if you're a popcorn shover, you just kind of shove all the popcorn into your mask and it's sitting there ready for you to shovel.
Sort of like a horse, like a feedback.
Yes,
Wait a
honestly,
minute,
this could be
hold
pretty
it.
big for us.
That's an amazing idea.
All right, chicks in for it.
Willie, do you have, say, the person sitting next to you at a movie criticizing the volume at which you're eating your popcorn?
Oh my gosh, one time I got in trouble for laughing at a movie in a movie
Are you
theater.
kidding?
Yes, you know when they tell a joke and
Yeah.
then you're supposed to laugh?
Right.
Someone goes, shh, not so loud. I almost lost my damn mind.
Not so loud.
Don't laugh at the movie. Oh my God. I'm
Tom,
getting-
have you been told about the volume of your chewing while you're eating popcorn?
Yes.
Well, I don't know who criticized that, but you always eating like you're in prison. So I don't know. You know, you got 10 minutes to finish your meal and back to the cell. That's the way you eat.
Right.
I've gone to multiple movies with him where just about halfway through, 10 minutes through, hour and a half through, he just walks out, never comes back,
Yep.
and then I find him later on that day.
Yep.
Really?
Yes, sometimes in the same car we got there, sometimes different cars. It's
you there.
it's happened many a time.
I think I've walked out of 2 movies. Wired with Michael Chiklis.
That's a horrible movie.
And,
Unfortunately, it is, yeah.
Once Upon a Time in America, when it was released,
Yeah, I've walked
that I
out.
later went back and loved.
I've walked out of many.
Yeah.
But you walk out of one every time Like 50%, I bet.
No, not quite that many. But by the way, this new AMC movie theater thing, in order to keep the crowds down, the only movie they're going to show is Cats. So, very limited.
Talk about distance.
Yeah. No, I don't think anyone will be going.
And once again, AMC, no relation, not involved with the Renault Alliance or any AMC motor cars.
No.
That's true, yes.
Are they still in business?
I don't
I
know.
don't think they are.
I think we single-handedly put Renault out of business.
No. Is AMC still a car company?
I don't know. I think in Europe they are.
Really?
Oh,
I think
Really?
so. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I don't
They've
know.
got dumb
Now, you had a Renault Alliance.
I
is
sure
that
did.
correct?
Yeah.
Didn't we put it to sleep at a
Yeah,
car
we
show?
did.
I got to knock the windows out with the sledgehammer, and they
Cool.
ran over it with a monster truck.
I was there for that. It was
Nice.
beautiful.
Nice. We had some monster truck world records, by the way. I can dig those up for you. Speaking of trucks and cars, this month, NAPA's got all kinds of quality oil deals that can save you a bunch of money, like a 5-quart jug of NAPA full synthetic motor oil for just $16.49. Those are some impressive, very impressive VIP savings, but don't let it get to your head. These oil deals are for everyone. Quality parts, helpful people. Those are our friends at NAPA. They've got NAPA know-how. General States pricing, sale prices not include applicable state, local taxes, or recycling fees. This offer ends August 31st, 2020. Once again, 5-quart jug, NAPA full synthetic motor oil for just $16.49. Keep that car and keep that truck running thanks to our friends at NAPA with NAPA know-how. Coming up in sports, we have a college football update that's actually really interesting. The first of many, I think. I think you're going to start seeing some of these independent games start getting to get scheduled. Well, you never know. We'll look forward to that and more. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, everybody, this is Jimmy Pardo. You recognize my voice from the show and my face from television. You are listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, Mark Allison here with you on a Thursday, August 13th, 2020. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us here on Bob and Tom 24/7. Great show for you today, including West Coast Mountain correspondent Al Jackson's going to be zooming in from Denver, Colorado. And we'll also catch up with singer-songwriter McAnally. He's also going to be zooming in, find out what he's been up to, of course, with the Jimmy Buffett Coral Reefer Band. Oh, yeah, just that band out touring and making lots of money and lots of great music. And we'll find out what Mac is up to right here on a Thursday on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union Entertainment News Desk. Walt Disney World and the union for its actors and singers have reached an agreement that will allow them to return to work. The deal was struck Wednesday, more than a month after actors and singers said they were locked out of the reopening of the theme park resort for publicly demanding coronavirus tests. Actors Equity Association signed a memorandum of understanding allowing actors, singers, and stage managers to return to their jobs after Disney agreed to have a state-run drive-through COVID-19 testing site for workers and others at the Florida theme park resort. The union represents 750 Disney World workers. Hank Williams Jr. says it's an honor to carry on the family tradition by being inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame. Williams says he, quote, fell off a mountain trying to get out of the shadow of his father, Hank Williams, and make his own music. Marty Stewart was also inducted. Songwriter Dean Dillon will be inducted as a non-performer. He's responsible for songs like Tennessee Whiskey and Kenny Chesney's A Lot of Things Different. Metallica coming out with a line of work boots to help trade school students. They've teamed with the boot brand Wolverine for 2 styles of black work boots with Metallica logos on them. Proceeds from the sale of the boots will go to Metallica's nonprofit All Within My Hands to fund scholarships for the skilled trades. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
How many times have you done that?
Oh,
you
man.
call someone into the phone, hey, Tom, what's up? You go, yeah, I was really important. I can't remember why I called.
Or you walk into a room and like, what did I come in here for again? Oh.
Oh, now I can't.
What, again? Hello, Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, fellas.
Hey, Floyd.
Floyd.
I'm not really quite sure where I called.
See, now that's a phone call.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hi, this is Augie Smith. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Okay, here we go.
Fashion worms,
fish and worms. Everybody's wishing they had fish and worms. Find them in the garden, turn over a rock, slip them in your sandwich, put them in your sock. That's fish and worms. Fish and worms. Well, my big sister, she don't like my fish and worms. Big ones, little ones, they scare her to death. She was making chocolate shake, I dropped a couple in the blender. Now she's sitting around with bated breath from eating fish and worms. Fish and worms. Everybody's wishing they had fish and worms. Do your English homework, underline a word, circle direct object and transitive verb with the fish and worm. Fish and worm. Wrap them around a corkscrew, twist them in some twine, take them to the health spa so they can unwind. That's fish and worm. Fish and worm. Fish and worm. Well, I like doing everything you can think about the fish and worm. Cushy ones. The ones that wiggle and squish. There's only one thing I don't like doing with fish and worms. And that is, of course, to catch fish. I hate them fish and worms. Fish and worms. Everybody's wishing they had fish and worms. Find them in the backyard, underneath some leaves. Make them little dresses. Just leave off the sleeves. That's fish and worms. Fish and worms. Fish and worms. Fish and worms. Fish and worms.
Thanks for listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
The man in the studio with us is comedian Greg Hahn. You ever driven in a Corvette? What do you
I'm a little bit tall for the vet.
Are you really?
It's a big car.
Yeah.
Put the seat back.
That's an idea. Yeah.
How tall are you?
I'm 6'4". Yeah. I got a huge SUV. I just look at the rear view thinking I got to get some friends.
6:20 on the nose at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Coming up, your shot at some serious cash, so pay close attention. Let's see now. It's time to check in with some serious weather with Christy Lee.
Q95 Fox 59 weather brought to you by CarX. Mix of sun and clouds today, high 86. Cloudy overnight down to 68. Cloudy with a stray shower possible on Friday with a high 86 degrees. Currently 67.
Thank you very much, Christy. The Bob and Tom golf outing will take place September 16th. It's a Wednesday afternoon at Top Golf in Fishers. A really fun place. It's a benefit for the Riley Hospital for Children. If you've been before, I know you'll want to come again. A lot of fun. Get your group of friends and join us, if you please, on that date. Let's see now. We are the Bob and Tom Show. Check. Let's go around the horn here. Ace Cosby is our engineer here in the big room with me, Tom, and that's Chick McGee across the way, the man sitting in the IHateStevensinger.com sidekick chair. It is Josh Arnold. Then we go to the glass rooms. Willie Griswold in glass room number 1. The bigger glass room would be Christy Lee.
Hi.
That's the Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the other building, brought to you by the magic of TV cameras and stuff, it's Pat Godwin. Hey, Pat. In a few minutes, I'd like to hear a song from yesterday's show. We had to kind of do a shorter version, I believe.
Oh, okay.
A little tribute to Josh, interestingly enough.
Oh, my goodness.
Coming up, we'll get to that. But first, we visit with Mr. McGee at the sports desk.
The Big 12 Conference. Of course, there's a 12 Conference, but they're not nearly as big as the Big 12. There's a Big 12. There's medium 12.
But no, the Big 10 doesn't just have 10 teams anymore.
No. Yeah, I believe it's 14.
Is the Big 12 still a 12?
Big 12's 12. Pac-12's 12.
Okay. So.
Big 10 is the only one that lies, I guess.
It's a giant lie.
I think it's a branding issue. We can understand
I think
that.
it is, too. Big 10 is timeless. Big 12 Conference moving ahead with plans to play college football. The term Big 10 is like the Yankees pinstripes, the Cleveland Browns uniform.
Fully aware of that.
Well, why are you snickering at my presentation that it might be
because of the children. It's like that pee and pneumonia. I'm sorry, kids.
Look,
I know it should be pronounced pneumonia.
Look, I know pee had ammonia in it.
Yeah, pee ammonia. Why don't they call it pee?
Do you pee ammonia? You better get that.
We all kind of do, I think. Yeah.
Is it pure?
Look,
I use ammonia to clean my combs.
I know.
Can I just pee on them from now on?
I think so.
I know.
I've been peeing on them for
world,
years.
Tom,
on my combs?
Yeah, no, I mean, the whole house is combs. I'm trying to be a nice kid, you know?
Don't even ask him what he's done with your toothbrush.
I'm peeing on him, Chick, is what I'm doing.
I know that you want to teach our children and pass laws and be in charge of the world, but And he certainly could handle it, right, fellas?
Right.
Absolutely.
We'd be much better off. But we need you here, Tom.
We do.
We need you here telling us what to do, okay? Don't go out in the world and leave us here rudderless, if you will.
Without a center board.
Without a center board.
That's me. I'm centering things.
Anyway, where was I? Big 12, they're going to start fall sports. They saw Big 10, they saw Pac-12. They said, well, we're going to play. So is the ACC and the SEC. They're going to take the field amid a little thing called the pandemic. The Big 12 Board of Directors approved a plan to start fall sports after September 1st. After the Big 10 and Pac-12 announced they weren't going to play. The Big 12 football schedule allows each team to play one non-conference game. They're even going to go out of conference. Remember, Big 10 said that they were going to play, but they were going to stay in conference. And then they canceled the whole season. But Big 12, they're going to be able to go and travel and play.
So the question is, will some of the stray Big 10 teams be allowed to do a few games?
I don't know.
In Nebraska?
I think, we had this conversation privately via text, but so I think the TV rights people are going to have to step in and go, look, you guys, or they're going to be glad and say, yeah, we'll take Nebraska, Notre Dame, or whatever.
Sure, okay.
Ohio State, Notre Dame.
Because some of the teams do want to play, and a lot of the players want to play.
Yeah.
Hashtag we want to play is out there.
Okay, so we'll see what happens.
The Washington football team, Red Wolves, will at least begin the NFL season playing without fans in its stadium. This is different. How?
I see. Very nice.
I hate that owner. The team says it plans to play home games at an empty FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland, where there's no parking, and you take the metro out to land where you're just cheating death. And
well, not you, of course. Mr. Theismann drops you off right at the
limo. Yeah. So Joe Theismann drops you off, then he goes and parks himself.
That's right.
Hands you the ticket, said, "Hey, get me some popcorn."
Actually, Joe did insist on taking us back to his our hotel. After the game, we're standing in the box with him. He goes, "Come on, we'll drive." Have you ever heard this story?
No.
And then he puts in a Bob and Tom CD.
Oh, my goodness.
Well.
As we're in the Jeep. And honest to gosh, he plays his favorite cut on the Bob and Tom CD.
Please tell me it's nasty stuff.
Mr. Obvious.
Oh, that's just as good.
How about that?
I was thinking about the song "Nasty Stuff" all day yesterday for reasons I can't discuss.
Let's not.
Okay.
Ew. Reasons you can't just say. Please say what it was. That
sounds like you and me want to make out. I like it.
Nice. I like that. That'd be kind of fun.
There was a very lengthy article, and I forget where it was, about the use of the word "nasty."
Okay, good.
That went into this whole thing about, geez, okay.
Yeah, nasty stuff's a classic.
And it wasn't that Janet Jackson's big thing?
Yeah. Nasty.
Yeah.
Miss Jackson, if you're nasty.
Nasty.
Yeah, so it's sort of kind of a fun word. And anyway, sorry, it was.
Is nasty a bad word now?
Politics got into it, so you can't win.
Oh my God!
I don't think that politics got into the word.
I think
nasty.
it absolutely got into it. Yeah.
The word nasty?
Oh, yeah. Yesterday it did. Yeah.
Big controversy.
I hate politics so much. I wish politics could get COVID and then die with everything else.
Politics.
It's just not fun like it used to be. You used to be able to lampoon whoever you wanted.
You can't have a little fun with something, for God's sake.
I know.
Would somebody at least be funny?
Exactly.
Someone come out with Groucho glasses, for God's sake. I can't stand it. Sorry. I have a technical idea.
I'd love a good pair of Groucho.
I have an idea.
Yes.
What?
This is, and again, the last time I had an idea like this, someone had already done it, so this may have already happened. And it's a somewhat dated, if you will, notion.
Yes.
Christy, do you know who Bob Uecker is?
Bob Uecker, the host of Newlywed Game?
Nope, he invented a bridge-like card game.
That was Bob Eubanks, though very close.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bob Uecker famously did.
Was he the Miller Lite commercial?
Yes, he was.
The baseball dude?
Yeah, he was a Milwaukee
Brewer guy. Just one of the most likable guys ever.
Mr. Belvedere.
Just a sweet, sweet guy.
Wonderful in Major
And now,
League.
with the Mr. Belvedere theme song, here's our very own Josh Arnold.
Streaks on the vagina. I never met him before.
I'm sorry, what was the first line?
What was the first line? I'm with you.
Streaks on the china.
Oh, okay. I thought it was nasty stuff.
Streaky vagina.
Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. So, as you know, we have the Bob and Sham.
Bob and Sham?
Yeah.
What happened? Did I get fired?
Did you skip?
The Bob and Tom show cardboard cutouts.
Yes.
That we that are lying all over the place. But a number of stadiums doing this thing with the cardboard cutouts. Very funny.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. This is so obscure. I'm sorry. I apologize in advance. What if they did a Bob Uecker cutout at where the Brewers play and put it way back? And then put a thought balloon saying "front row." Based on isn't that one of the most famous commercials?
Yeah,
yes.
Be in the front row.
But they do have a Bob Uecker statue in the stands.
Cool.
In the seats, yeah.
Yeah. But those things are so much fun.
Oh, so they are good.
So you got to handle it. Now, what do you think about the NHL's presentation right now?
I really think it's good.
Do you think I would argue it may be the best?
Yes.
The way they've got it lit.
Well,
right.
I mean, facts and figures say that. They haven't had any canceled games.
Right, and they took the empty space and they really filled it in nicely.
Yeah.
And
now, how about sonically?
Sonically, I like it. I don't like some of the pumped-in cheering.
Oh.
I get it, but I would rather hear the chirping of the players, which would have to be...
Isn't that problematic?
It can be.
The chirping, if you will.
Yeah, it can get very salty.
Somewhat, yes.
You remember the Stanley Cup presentation?
Yeah. I mean, that was like the PG version.
We got off in F City.
Right. Right.
I'm sorry, we certainly got off topic.
But you know, and the kids heard about that and they didn't burst into flames. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, it is interesting.
But I understand that. That makes sense.
Is that the children?
I tell you what I'd like to do if you don't mind. We do a feature on our show.
Like I mind, it's going to make a difference.
Oh, no,
Go ahead.
No, I insist. Why don't you play the scores?
We've got the NBA bubble and whores coming up. I'm chomping at the bit.
Whores.
She was a whore.
She drank Whores Light.
God, is there any creepier scene? And
less filling.
The Ralphie tells that girl, we'll get a picket fence and we're going to call it. We're going to call the baby after you, nasty whore.
Yeah, the whole Ralphie thing.
Chick, I've got like 5 episodes left, and I'm gonna cry when it's all over.
Oh yeah,
I already know. It's better to have loved and lost, but it's gone, baby. It's gonna be gone.
That's exactly right, baby.
Now, we traditionally do the Today in History feature late in the show.
Yes.
I like it here. I'm ready. I'm excited.
Well, I'm not going to do all of it.
Down.
I just want to do a little bit of yesterday's Today in History because we kind of had to.
Time now, just a taste of
yesterday's.
Yesterday? Yeah, yesterday.
Maybe that's
history.
That's how on top of it we are. And now, yesterday in history.
August 12th, 2020. Of course, if you look, that was yesterday.
In history.
Well, one of the things that I wanted to highlight was some of the birthdays, because we have a little feature about Josh that's related to one of these birthdays. We got talking about yesterday was the Edwin Schrodinger birthday, that whole thing about the box and the dead cat that I still don't get.
I still don't understand that.
That takes a certain level of intelligence I can't really acquire or possess. It is yesterday was the birthday of the great Buck Owens. Born in 1929. And he had a famous guitar. Of course, I'm sure you're all familiar with that.
Red, white, and blue guitar?
Yeah, very, very good. Now, Buck Owens.
And the Buckaroos.
I've always kind of wondered how much money he got out of nowhere when that obscure band from Liverpool released an album with Ringo singing "Act Naturally" on it.
Wow! I'm sure there's a book about it.
I imagine
they recorded it.
I imagine the checks keep a coming.
I would hope so.
Can you imagine that phone call? Hey, look, 4 clowns from Liverpool. Sure, go for it. What the hell? Millions of dollars later. Well, that was good.
Those ugly hippies.
Yeah, Buck Owens, of course, from the Act Naturally. But Pat, you have adapted this song for Josh, which I think is really wonderful. And we didn't get to hear the whole thing yesterday.
They should put Josh in dirty movies. He could be a big porn star easily. They make a film about a man that's half fat and horny, and all he's got to do is act naturally. Well, I bet you he could be the pizza delivery man. Might win a porn award, you can never tell. He knows the material like the back of his hand. Cause he's rehearsed the part so well. Masturbation reference.
Thanks for clarifying.
Yeah. Well, I hope they put Josh in a porno movie. Then we will know when you will plainly see the smallest tool that's ever hit the big time. And all he's got to do is act naturally. We'll make a flick about a man so thorough and generous.
That's nice.
His jaw sore constantly. Take away his Costco-sized Kleenex. Oh, and all he's got to do is act naturally.
He is a thorough and generous lover. We know that.
Oh, boy.
Well, that's what we're told. We don't know it.
True. You don't know from experience,
No,
right?
we don't.
Should we make some calls?
No.
I believe it from the look of him. You know? this guy just reeks of being a nice guy.
Yeah.
Look at him.
I think so, too.
Me too.
I think you probably are. Very, very nice guy.
And then one time I saw something stuck in the back of the fridge and he had to kind of curl his finger a specific way. And I was like, no, he does.
Yeah, I really.
He's doing.
Yep.
Very.
I really Grafenberged that cake out of it.
He does have very feminine hands and motions with the gesticulation is beyond reproach.
A chick once had a terrible idea that he thought he would want to be as what do you call it, a side character? What's that? An extra in a porno flick.
Oh yeah.
Like a bartender.
Yeah.
Chick, you'd be great at that.
Oh, absolutely.
Now you ended up doing it, right?
We're on a adult. Dean and I went to an adult movie set, and there was a movie being filmed. Yeah.
And didn't you find it utterly disappointing?
It's hard to tell which was disappointing or sad. I'm not sure which.
Dean's giving me a thumbs up on the sad.
Yeah. I think the human brain, the mind of a person, because like 10 minutes in, we're standing with the naked woman by the bottled water talking about, I think, sports at that point. I think we're just like, it's whatever's going on.
Break time. You got any smokes?
Yeah,
Smoke them if you got them.
And I believe the participant with her was her boyfriend, and he was kind of put out. He was thrown off by Dean and I being there. He had to take a couple takes.
All right. Yeah,
You get a couple of young bulls in the room, it's going to throw them off.
Hell yeah.
That's true.
Good point.
Because you know she's winking at us.
Oh,
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'd really be moaning if this were,
all sporty over there. Yeah.
Now, in contemporary porn, do they still do the scenario? Is it still the pizza guy or the washing machine repairman?
I'm sure they still do pizza stuff. Yeah.
Because that is certainly the trope, if you will, of all time.
There was a whole site devoted to that called Big Sausage Pizza or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Of course there was. Why wouldn't there have been?
I think that's now defunct, but...
Oh, what a shame. In the porno museum. They'll have to feature that. Well, so you wouldn't really recommend being in a porno. And have you ever thought about... I know you have aspirations to be a screenwriter. You've actually participated in some actual films. Would you, Josh, consider writing a erotic movie?
I know some people in the industry. One of my buddies is he owns a distribution company, and I asked him about that, and he was like, yeah, there's really not too much.
Not a lot of script.
Like it's all sort of, they're all treatments, if you will. You just kind of write out.
Write a situation out.
Right.
So you're not going to have some woman on her back all of a sudden going, line.
Yeah, now some of them do have lines.
I was going to say some of these are written by women for women,
yes,
I think,
for
that
sure.
have a little bit of a story to them.
A good movie, for lack of better terms, has been made that's also, that has hot sex in it, I don't think.
Oh, sure.
Like 50 Shades of Grey type of thing?
So you're going to say body heat, and that's not what I'm talking about.
You're talking about explicit.
Full hardcore.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was.
I don't know. There's one, a really good one, chick. Backdoor Girls 9. You see?
I mean, that does have a.
I thought when I saw that, I said I did not see 3, 4, or 8, and I was lost.
Yeah, well, that happens. You
I hate it when they refer to something and I'm not sure what they're talking
Who
about.
the hell was Jerome?
Well, Jerome was a key in part 3.
Well, where was he? I didn't see any. I never saw Jerome.
You got to go back.
One of the more fascinating character arcs throughout the whole.
Have you watched?
And how did Robert lose his arm? No one ever explained that.
Have you guys watched?
When I first saw the scene, I thought, "Where's his arm? Oh dear God! Oh, he doesn't."
Apparently, in part 11, we're going to find out.
Okay, sorry.
Have you watched Love on Netflix?
No. Oh, that was great. It's got Jordan Rocks in
this
that.
thing. It's a good movie, I guess.
Oh, I'm talking about the TV show. There's two things on Netflix called Love.
There's a movie called Love.
What's it about?
I don't know.
Love?
The opening. Now, remember who's saying this. The opening shocked me so much I couldn't watch any more of it. It's unbelievable.
The director is known for these kind of movies.
I read about that.
Jasper, no.
There was some speculation.
It's really something.
This was actually happening. Okay.
And I don't think he's acting.
Coming up in sports, want to give me the teaser?
More sports, including Doug Peterson, the head coach of the Eagles. He's fine. He'll be fine. And also a world record.
I want to talk about something. This is one of the coolest things I've ever encountered. And I didn't know about this. I'd heard about it and kind of thought, I don't know what's happening. Didn't know the details. It's called MasterClass.
Yeah.
Especially right now, if there's something you've always wanted to learn about, how about learning it from the best people in the world? The easiest example I can give you is the great Steve Martin teaches a course in comedy. You go on MasterClass and you can take that course. And by the way, it's not like this really boring, lengthy thing. It's a series of maybe 10-minute little lessons. The one with Steve Martin is so good, and he's such a good teacher. And in many cases, people who are great at stuff can't teach. MasterClass has found the best at everything when it comes to teaching. And if you watch some of the photography is amazing. The setups are great. Give this a shot because it's really inexpensive, and I think you're going to really like it. I'll give you another example. They have Tony Hawk. Teaching skateboarding.
Cool.
And one of the greatest photographers ever, Annie Leibovitz, is teaching photography. Gordon Ramsay, teaching cooking. This is a really cool program, and it's called MasterClass. Very inexpensive. You can take more than 80 classes with a whole range of different topics, and you can take them all once you sign up. And I really recommend you check this out. Go to masterclass.com/comedy. And it's not all just comedy classes, mind you. There's a great one on urban gardening. Some really, really interesting stuff. Go to the website and just watch the previews, and you're going to go, wow. It really is a terrific idea, and the main thing is it's so well executed. Masterclass.com/comedy. Tell them the Bob and Tom Show sent you, by the way, for that 15% off at Masterclass. Masterclass.com/comedy. I know you'll love it. It's so interesting and just really cool, especially now when you've got some downtime and want to maybe improve some aspects of your sphere of knowledge, if you will.
Sure.
I just think it's fantastic. And learn about stuff you don't know about also. That's another cool thing. I think, Josh, you would love a bunch of these because I know how you're trying to get a lot of information into your head because you've got a lot in there now. Squeeze more in. We're coming right back with some interesting stuff in sports. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
For a complete copy of the Bob and Tom Show contest rules, go to bobandtom.com/contest-rules or just scroll down to the bottom of the page and see contest rules. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Bob and Tom.
5,
4, 3, 2, 1. They put the F in professional.
Mark Allison with you on a Thursday. It is August 13th. We are here live, social distancing on the way. Al Jackson with a quiz for Tom and singer-songwriter McAnally on a Thursday right here on Bob and Tom 24/7. More of the show coming up right after this.
I'm Chick McGee with your Bob and Tom Sports Update. The Big 12 Conference is moving ahead with plans to play college football and other fall sports, joining the ACC and SEC conferences in taking the field amid the pandemic. The Big 12 Board of Directors approved a plan to begin fall sports after September 1st, after the Big 10 and Pac-12 announced they would not play this fall. Major League Baseball interleague winners last night: the Cubs, Minnesota, Kansas City, Baltimore, Houston, the Yankees, and Miami. American League winners: White Sox, Oakland, Tampa Bay, and Texas. And the National League winners: Arizona, the Mets, and the Dodgers. And once again, the St. Louis game against Pittsburgh postponed due to the virus. NBA winners last night: Indiana, Toronto, Oklahoma City, and the Los Angeles Clippers. WNBA winners: Connecticut, Chicago, and Seattle. And on the ice last night in 2 overtimes, Boston beat Carolina 4-3. The Isles over the Washington Capitals. Colorado beat Arizona. Philly and Vancouver also win. I'm Chick McGee, and that's your Bob and Tom Sports Update.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
My God, why does anyone want to celebrate sharks, the a-holes of the sea? You want to learn more about these fascinating creatures? Well, here's some shark trivia for you. Do you know that despite their name, a hammerhead can't drive a nail into a board to save its life?
Really?
Man.
Yeah, Tom, do you know what smells like a ground-up surfer and the license plate?
I don't know.
A shark fart.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, folks. Boom. It's me. And you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. That's 24 days and 27 days a week and 24 like the show with the guy who whispers all the time that saves the world. And Bob and Tom 24/7. Hey, it won't blow up the world.
Comedian Scott Dunn is here with us. Do you have any current thoughts on religion?
I'm pondering a religious question, and maybe you guys could help me with it.
All right.
Buddha, Jesus, and Muhammad.
Yeah.
Who do you think would be the funniest comedian?
Buddha.
Buddha has some big advantages. He's fat. People love the fat joke.
That's true.
Now, Jesus, though, I think Jesus would make a great nightclub comic.
You think?
Well, you remember the miracle where he turned water into wine?
Yeah.
Sure.
This is clearly a guy who knows his stuff is funnier when people have been drinking.
Yeah.
I think he'd probably start off a little hacky, though. Hey, it's nice to be here. Just played a leper colony. Great audience. They laughed their butts off.
Thank you. Gotta have that.
Seriously, though, where is everyone tonight? I've drawn bigger crowds for a crucifixion.
Oh, wow.
Hey, let's hear it from my opening act, Peter. Not funny. Woo. After that set, I'm going to deny knowing you. Halfway through your act, Judas left to go hang himself.
Wow.
Hey, look, Herod's in the audience tonight. John the Baptist called. He wants his head back.
That's great.
My big concern with Jesus, though, as a comedian, could he handle a heckler?
I don't know.
I think he would start off okay. He'd be doing his bits, and, a woman would yell, "Walk on water." He'd turn the other cheek. "Ma'am, I'm just doing new stuff tonight." And, he'd start his another bit, So my rabbi says, free fish, free bread, and you call yourself a prophet? Boo! Your new stuff sucks.
Walk on water.
Jesus snaps. Lady, here's some bread. Pretend it's my body and eat me. I've cast demons into hogs that were less obnoxious than you. If the town wants to stone you for being a whore, I will personally cast the first stone. The only awkward thing would be at the end. I think the audience would just sit there waiting because they know Jesus is going to encore.
Sure.
They just don't know when.
When?
Bravo.
Hey, it's Roy Wood Jr. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. Bob and Tom all the time in your ear.
I just went on a date with one girl, and she was wearing a skirt and a pair of jeans under the skirt. Like she was trying to say, hey, Matt, here's 2 things you're not getting into tonight.
Get sick, turn my stomach, throw up, shark, prayed.
All right, 647 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Christy has an update in the weather.
Yeah, we're going to have a mixture of sun and clouds today and a high of 86. Cloudy tomorrow, stray shower possible. High once again right in the mid-80s. 67 now.
Bob and Tom golf outing, September 16th. September 16th, it's a Wednesday afternoon. Top Golf Fishers. It's a benefit for the Riley Hospital for Children. Hope you can be there. By the way, be here today, Q95 Radio, for your shot at some serious cash coming up throughout the day, including here in the Bob and Tom program. This is the Bob and Tom Show. Well, this is going to be a tough one. Alphabetical order, shall I?
Okay. Do something.
Okay. Ace Cosby, engineer over there. Proprietor of Ace Cosby Joke that ABC. Chick McGee.
How about ya?
Yeah, and then after that, I don't have time. Willie G is over there. Christy Lee's over there. That's Josh Arnold in the IHateStevensinger.com sidekick chair.
Pat Willie.
Did I get everybody? Willie G, Patty G, Christy Lee.
Look at me.
Josh A.
Hey, diddly.
Okay. Now, we were dipping our toes into the world of sports.
Eagles coach Doug Peterson has returned to the team, missing less than 2 weeks because of the pandemic. Peterson had the virus. He stayed engaged with the team virtually and watched practices on video. That's how I say video.
I like it.
While quarantining at home.
Do you sleep on your pillow? Watching your video?
Watching your video while resting your head on your pillow?
Anybody who's heard that guy from Minnesota say pillow instead of pillow like he does.
I love that guy. Mike.
I love
Mike Mandel.
Yeah. Great pillows.
My pillow.
Anyway,
I love my
he's
pillow.
back. And now, here we go. As the NBA prepares for the arrival, team guests into the bubble for the start. That's right. They're going to allow the members of the team to have guests.
Really?
Visit them in the bubble.
How about that?
Do they have to be related to them?
However, hang on.
Oh, boy.
The league is requiring players provide proof of long-standing relationships.
Well, look at this shanker.
With non-family members, long-standing relationships, according to a memo.
Oops, sorry.
Picked up by Espen. The NBA and the association negotiated terms that preclude players from hosting guests who'd be deemed as
whores.
Close. Wholly casual in nature, including known by the player only through social media or an intermediary.
In other words, whores.
A pimp.
And wholly is spelled with a W, right?
Why do you give him that name?
Because he's a moron, Christy.
Maybe they're lovely women who just want to hook up with an NBA player.
Maybe they're in
have
love.
their baby and be set for
He
life.
just thinks
You
it's
don't
funny.
know.
He's going to keep saying it. Just let it go. That's my mission. Is just. I was just going to say. I feel like there's going to be someone on the team that maybe doesn't play that's great at Photoshop. That's about to become very valuable.
Those
you mean for fake IDs?
No, just like if it's a person you only know on social media, what do you mean? She was my date to my sister's wedding.
Oh, yes.
She is, yeah. She was a member of the bridal. Those without a, quote, an established pre-existing personal and known relationship.
Yes.
That's according to the league. Of course, won't be allowed into the bubble where each second-round playoff team has been allocated 17 hotel rooms for guests. The earliest guests could clear the quarantine process and join players on August 31st. Meanwhile, Stephen A. Smith advised the NBA to allow women inside the bubble for conjugal visits before August 31st to provide the players stress relief.
He really did?
Stephen A. Smith, quote, loneliness. It's very, very simple. You better let somebody come up in there and see them. You understand what I'm saying to you. I'm just being real. Somebody got to say it. 6 of those teams are going home at the end of this week because they're not going to be in the playoffs. So that's 6 teams and all their personnel. You can't just let family come in, but you can let one person come in, and you can let a wife or girlfriend come. I would strongly advise the NBA to facilitate that happening before August 31st, not after.
Well, I think
just one person would go a long way.
He may be correct, but the NBA can only go so far here.
Kellerman says
they can't act as what's the word I'm looking for?
Gatekeeper?
The co-host.
Pimp.
Oh.
I mean,
procurer?
Yeah, I think they can only do so much.
Max Kellerman, his co-host on First Take, said, Stephen A., are you advocating conjugal visits inside the bubble? Stephen A. Smith, yes! Exclamation point.
Well, maybe it makes them more aggressive and competitive
This is an age-old argument.
Yeah.
They used to always want to know,
Right.
boxers, do you do it the night before or not? And the most famous story would be that of who, Chick?
I don't know. Rocky and Adrian, of course.
I would think Joe Namath.
Oh.
Remember the whole Joe Namath thing claimed before the famous Super Bowl win?
I've never heard this story.
Oh, yeah. Joe Namath claimed he'd been with, what was it, like 4 women the night before or something.
Oh, no kidding.
Up all night drinking. And
Really?
of course, wouldn't you argue that victory really owes more to another player than Joe? Never mind.
Then Stephen A. tweeted, hey, bro, I'm just trying to look out for the fellas. Somebody's got to say something. The sacrifice, in caps, y'all are making, it's extreme, cruel, and unusual punishment being in the bubble.
No, it isn't.
No, it isn't.
At all. At all.
We're all making sacrifices and not making millions of dollars.
You all don't deserve that, bro. Somebody's got to look out. And then Bradley Beal of the Washington Wizards said, you got to chill, Stephen A. And then laughing, crying emojis.
Okay, well.
What do you think of that?
I mean, he's got a point. What do you think?
Why don't they we have a story coming up about sex dolls. Why don't they just get each of them a sex doll?
That would be so great, because if they got him a sex dolls, then I'd imagine the company would want a little bit of screen time, a little bit of commercials during the games.
They put them in the stands. Yes, thank you, Josh.
By the way, all of our players are satisfied by Kramer's fake butts. Kramer's fake butts. Boy, are they big.
When you want a fake butt.
Kramer. Look at Kramer. Everyone knew that. Right. That's the brand to go to.
Well, Kramer's the ass man.
So maybe they could do what Major League Baseball is doing, where people can buy their photograph in the stands. They could do that. Would you like to be in a sex doll serviced by an NBA player?
Oh, wow.
See, because they can do that now. In fact, we have that story coming up about the huge rise in sex doll sales.
Right, that's why I brought it up, because it's sitting here right in front of me, and I'm thinking, well, this is the answer to the problem.
And the person at a place called a Cherry Banana says, yeah, they're getting a lot of requests for custom-made heads.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy.
So you can get a sex doll made to look like...
Oh, sure. Anybody.
Like Pat Godwin.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Now, do you move or do you move the head? I'm wondering.
Well, the heads are attached to the body.
Coming
Not
up...
necessarily. That's going to be extra.
Coming up, we have a special request.
And Nebraska has been talked to by the Big Ten commissioner.
Uh-oh.
And poor Chick getting blasted by the windbags.
What happened?
What did I do now?
The Big 12 has 10 teams. 10 teams.
They're lying, too.
Worst sports guy ever.
Oh, God.
Worst sports guy ever. Wait a minute.
Why does the Big 12 only have to... I can't...
This might be valid, I think.
Why did 12 of them go to the 10?
This is why I hated algebra.
See?
It's just this kind of thing.
Does anybody understand why I didn't mention that? No, go ahead, Todd.
This would be a good category on Jeopardy. Things that don't match up.
Yeah.
I'll take things that don't match up. Big 10, Big 12. And there's a lot of them in life. Pneumonia, the Bob and Tom Show, all these things.
Watch this. I'm surprised the Big 12 is in the Power 5 conferences. Come at me!
We're coming right back with a special urinary tract request. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Stay tuned. Who knows who will be next on the Bob and Tom Track Phone Hotline? This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hi, this is Dr. Will Miller, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, Dr. Will. I'm Mark Allison. It's August the 13th, 2020. We're making our way through this one day at a time, and today is Thursday. Looking forward to the weekend because tomorrow's Friday, and then the weekend is upon us. So hope you have some great plans coming up. We have plans for Al Jackson and McAnally on a Thursday right here on Bob and Tom 24/7. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union News Desk. If you're counting on emergency coronavirus aid from Washington, you may have to wait until fall. Negotiations over a new coronavirus aid package have all but ended. The White House and Congress are far apart on the size, scope, and approach on relief for households, schools, and a national strategy to contain the virus. The president's top negotiator, Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin, tried to revive stalled talks Wednesday, but House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer dismissed what they call an overture, saying the Trump administration is still refusing to meet them halfway. The government says an Ohio man has pleaded guilty to buying a tiger skin rug. Ryan Gibbs of Cincinnati bought a rug in 2019 for $3,000. The seller was actually an undercover U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service agent. The rug had been confiscated from a previous investigation. Gibbs of Cincinnati pleaded guilty Wednesday to one misdemeanor count of violating the endangered species law. And officers captured a wayward emu that was running through the streets of a New Jersey city. A woman spotted the long-legged bird Tuesday morning in a residential neighborhood near Patterson's border with Todd. Animal control officers managed to snare the emu, which is about 4 feet tall. He was placed in a large animal cart, taken to a shelter. Officials arranged for the emu to be examined by a veterinarian. They're not sure whether the bird escaped from a farm or was out in the wild. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Hey, guy, it's Kid Tarmac. This is Bob and Tom 24/7. Kid Tarmac.
A chicken farmer went out one dark and windy day. By the coop he rested as he went along his way. And all at once a rotten egg hit him in the eye. It was the sight he dreaded. Ghost chickens in the sky. The farmer had raised chickens since he was 24. Working for the colonel for 30 years or more. Killing all those chickens and sending them to fry. Now they want revenge. Chickens in the sky. Everybody. The beaks were black and shiny, their eyes were burning red. They had no meat or feathers, these chickens were dead. They picked the farmer up and he died by the claw. They cooked him extra crispy and ate him with coleslaw. Chickens in the sky.
Hello, this is comedian John Evans, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Turn it up! Turn it up! Ball with the ball, the bang, digga, 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 said the boogie, sit up, jump the boogie, say cowboy with the top laid back and the sunshine shining, sipping on gin and juice. Drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot, drop it. Turn it up, Dusty.
Okay, a bar owner goes up to the bartender and he says, "Hey, have you been sleeping with the waitress?" And he says, "No." And he says, "Good. You fire her."
Back to your bedroom, Christy. You decided you need to remove the crucifix from the room, take down any pictures of children in the room.
And the Catholic Book of Psalms.
Yeah, religious books need to be stowed.
Mm-hmm.
They are.
7:01 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Christy Lee has a quick forecast.
Q95 Fox 59 weather brought to you by CarX. Mix of sun and clouds today, high 86. Cloudy overnight down to 68. Cloudy tomorrow. A stray shower is possible with a high of 85. Currently sunshine 67.
Josh got some sports out there, and that means some fun. In what way?
Oh, my goodness. In the FanDuel Sportsbook way, Tom. UFC 2 252 this Saturday. There's no better place to bet the action than on FanDuel Sportsbook. Right now, for new users, sign up with my code WFBQ and get exclusive 25-1 odds on DC versus Mio to win their title fight at UFC 252. Pick either fighter to win, then bet just $5 for a chance to win $125. FanDuel Sportsbook, America's #1 sports betting site. Why? They've got a simple app. They make it easy to find and lock in your bet, and FanDuel will pay you out in as little as 24 hours. Right now, use my promo code WFBQ to claim your exclusive 25-1 odds on Cormier versus Miocic at UFC 252 to win their title fight. Promo code WFBQ. You must be 21 and present in Indiana. New users only. Maximum bonus $125. Minimum $10 first deposit required. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Nice. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Let's go to the extreme right of my room and my place where I'm sitting. It's Christy Lee in that other room over there.
Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom.
Very good. Thank
Yes.
you. Willie G's in that room over there. Patty G's in the other building. But in this room, it's Chick McGee.
Hi.
Josh
How about
Arnold.
you?
Hi.
And Ace Cosby, and this is Tom speaking. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom program. Thanks very much for joining us. When we last left you, we were discussing some stuff in sports. I think we can continue to do that. We have some really cool stuff coming up in the news.
Nebraska shot its mouth off saying, hey, our university is committed to playing no matter what, no matter where, no matter when, and what that looks like or how that looks. We want to play. They don't care.
Apparently not.
Now, yesterday, Kevin Warren, the conference commissioner of the Big Ten, was asked if the Cornhuskers go and play elsewhere if they wanted to, and is that okay with you? And Warren answered, not, and still be in the Big Ten.
Okay.
So evidently, if they do, I interpret that as they're going to be kicked out if they go.
Yeah.
Harbaugh and Michigan.
They become the Big 11 since they're...
Harbaugh and Michigan.
Wait a minute, I can't remember.
Harbaugh and Michigan have said the same thing. They're going to go ahead and play wherever they can. As it says here, no, this is a quote from Kevin Warren, no, not, and be a member of the Big Ten Conference, close quote. That, from this reporter, that seems simple enough.
Okay. But doesn't the Big Ten have all the rights to any broadcasting of these games?
I think so. Well, that's the reason you're in a league.
This is all going to be really tricky, and I think this is going to lead to players getting paid, maybe, because they're definitely going to be unionizing. I mean, this is going to change college football as we know it. So we'll see.
Can all that happen that quickly, though?
No.
Well, they've been talking about getting paid since
California. The state of California legalized it last year, but college football did nothing. I think they said by 2024 was their plan, but
so this stuff is just all up in the air. No one knows what's going to happen.
It's perfect for me because I never know what's going to happen, and this time I have an excuse.
How? That is brilliant.
Didn't I just eat myself?
Yes. That is, that's
Tell me about it.
Perfect. Very good.
Hey,
logical.
What?
HBO's Hard Knocks is up and running, and not just one, but two teams this year.
Oh.
The Rams and the Los Angeles, boy, that's hard to get used to, Chargers. They've included a clip of Rams coach Sean McVay, who should be the coach of the Washington football team, railing against players for defecating in the team's porta potties.
No.
Well, why?
Where are they supposed to go?
Isn't that where it goes?
Yeah.
Got to fertilize the turf, fellas.
Is that a number one?
I would have thought that
Is there a number one only policy there?
Apparently, that's
if the noun would have been locker instead of porta potty, then you'd have a problem.
I don't understand the problem.
The Rams have set up portable toilets on their practice fields for training camps so players have a place to urinate. You're a 9, you're a 10 during workouts. But the potties are apparently not for pooping. The clip shows McVay telling players, hey, gather around. Hey, don't be that guy that takes in our porta potties.
Oh, man.
This is what we're getting out of the Hard Knocks?
Well, what else are they? You're right, Christy. There's not too much else.
If this isn't a testament that this should be still on the air, I don't know what is.
Yeah. I'm just imagining... one of the sort of, slender, super fast guys that catch all the balls going, sir.
It's a receiver?
It was one of the O-line guys, I just want to tell you.
McVay said he went in there and I about threw up. Have a little bit more social awareness. Come on, guys.
It was the O-line, sir.
Well, next time I'm crapping on your clipboard, Coach. What do you want me to do?
There you go. McVay did not name any players who committed that infraction.
Well, it's better than last season, when they pooped the bed. Come on. Rams, supposed to be a good season.
Was it last season we had to put up with Antonio Brown's blistered feet?
No, that was disgusting.
What they call the episode, Turd and Long. But do you remember we used to have a friend of the show, NFL quarterback, and his, what do you call it, vanity license plate?
Yes.
His vanity license plate was 3RD
incomplete
space LNG.
Third and long?
Yeah. That's the pressure thing for quarterback. Real nice guy, but don't know if he still has that plate. I have to call him up.
Yeah, why don't you do that?
I don't know who you're talking to.
Stupid world record.
Oh.
A Chinese nunchuck master.
Yes, yeah.
Right away, we're out in the weeds. Has set the Guinness World Record for most matches lit with a nunchuck in 1 minute.
All right, this actually sounds pretty cool.
Okay,
I watched this video.
Hey, explain this to me again.
I know what nunchuck. I used to think it was nunchuck.
I always said
like numbskull, but it's nunchuck.
Nunchuck,
and that's short for like nunchucky or something.
Nunchucka?
Nunchucku.
So there's a match that's fixed to something, and then he chucks his nun and then lights it off of it?
He has a bunch of guys standing in a line.
The friction from the nunchuck.
And they're all holding a match out.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, cool. I like this.
And then he goes by and whips that nunchuck thing, and it lights the match.
Now, this is
he's got to hit it just right.
Right. Really? Without snapping the match.
Now, in the preview, they show him, he's got one of his buddies who's got a match in his mouth.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah.
That's a buddy.
And then he takes that thing and swings it at him. And now that's scary.
Yeah.
You miss there, you break the guy's nose, cheeks, or teeth.
Sure.
So I was thinking, oh, cool, he's going to line up all these guys. They're all holding it in their hand. But,
the record is 21 matches.
Okay.
In 60 seconds.
And that's what he said? Or
yes, that's what he did.
You don't like this,
He has the new record.
You don't think this is kind of cool?
So somebody had that record before? That's amazing.
Hey, it is weird, isn't it?
Yes.
Somebody had that record before that? And before that? And before that?
It is a lost art, Christy, practiced by Kung Fu. Is that booing?
This is cool. I could practice doing this for 33 years, and I could never be able to do this. This is incredible.
Here, yeah. I remember when I heard most men smoke, but Fu Manchu, the first time.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, yeah.
This guy
laughed for 10 minutes.
This guy's real job, he has one of those stop smoking clinics.
Oh, he does, yeah.
Yeah, because everyone's scared to ask for a light. This guy's going to come up, put it in your mouth. No!
You get hit in the face. And have you seen the little guy on the internet?
I was just about to bring this up. The little guy doing the Bruce Lee.
Move for move, a Bruce Lee nunchuck routine from some movie.
Yeah, and
he can't be 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah, I think he's 4.
Amazing.
I'm looking at it right now. I'm going to send this to you, Tom. It is incredible.
Wow. Well,
and Bruce Lee is behind him doing the exact same routine.
Bruce Lee.
Yeah, it's one of those.
It's incredible.
It's one of those things where at the beginning of the video you're just like, oh, this kid, he's probably half doing it. Maybe the parents think it's cute that he's doing this, and then the more you're watching, you're like, no, he is move for move. He's got this.
Yeah, wow.
He has watched it. He's studied it. It's pretty cool.
He's either going to be a movie star or an assassin.
Yeah, exactly. And he has the look. He looks at you, and it's like, oh my god.
Were nunchucks actually ever used in battle?
Yes, they were actually used by ancient convents, which is how they got the name nunchuck.
Really?
That's
true.
Because
I had no idea.
The sisters would hide them under their habits, and then they would attack.
And originally, they would throw them at the offender, hence Chuck.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
And I know what you're thinking. Those robes would get in the way, and that's why they'd take the robes off, and they'd be wearing kind of lingerie.
Right. Yeah, they
would
were
not get in the way of the
Very
nunchucks.
sexy.
Yeah.
How many nuns could a nunchuck chuck if a nunchuck
could
chuck nuns?
It's actually
the answer is 6.
And they got tired of going to pick up the nunchuck, so they put a chain in between it so they wouldn't have
Exactly.
So that's why they're different than sticks.
No, they're still...
Which is also used in Kung Fu. Essentially, the staff is just a big stick.
Oh, yeah.
But having that chain in the middle makes them...
Whip.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think gun still trumps all of them, I think.
Gun beats nunchuck. I think. Yeah, I think.
That's kind of a rule. What's the scene? Is it? What's the scene where the guy someone
Raiders
comes at
of
him
the
with a
Lost
whip?
Ark?
Yeah, Raiders of
Right,
the Lost Ark, and he just whips out the gun. Boom! This is over.
Yes.
So you can.
So he's got the big scimitar or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got some guy with the nunchucks. Just sorry, buddy. Like to meet my friends from the Colt factory. Okay. Well, we'll post this video on the various Bob and Tom social media platforms, and we'll dig up the one of the kid, huh?
Yeah, I have it on I'll retweet it, but yeah, it's incredible.
Sounds mildly amusing. Yeah.
Sounds like fun.
Sometimes kids do adult things, and it's cute. Yeah.
Okay.
You know what?
You know what's a really cute thing kids do, Josh?
Josh used to be fun. What happened to you?
What do you mean? What happened? The same thing happened to all of us.
It's true.
It's Griswold. It's in the water. What do you mean?
I'm just being silly. I love stuff like
And now we got another one to put up with, and he's real nice now. But you wait. Give him a couple months.
Just wait till I break you guys. It's over. It's over around here.
Exactly right.
It's been a lot of messing around. We're going to tighten it up.
And I'll tell you
We're
what.
gonna tighten it up, people.
There is one thing. Even I obviously still have little kids.
Yes.
I'm a big fan of little kids, obviously. And but the one thing I don't like, and maybe I'm the only one, I don't like it when little kids sing serious love songs.
Yeah, I'm a little uncomfortable with it. Some of those kids bop thing get a little close to.
Yeah.
My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
Yeah.
You're 4.
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
You think you're singing about an actual milkshake?
No, it's that ass. I guess that'd be boobs. I guess.
Yeah,
Milkshake.
But we could go on forever. And I read about the macaroni stirring yesterday. And, by the way.
Well, we have mac and cheese in the news
heard
today.
it again?
And have you? I have a witness talking about this new macaroni and cheese thing. When you hear this, fellas, I have a personal friend said it's amazing.
Okay.
So get ready for some
the breakfast thing's amazing?
really cool macaroni and cheese news. No, this is something different than the breakfast macaroni and cheese. You're going to love this.
All right.
I'll give you a hint. Tattoo. That's an obscure hint.
That is an obscure.
Do you know what I'm saying, though, Kristen? Okay, good. Okay.
Fantasy Island or
no?
No.
Okay.
But I know the story, so I know.
I'll give you another hint. Comedian friend. Tattoo.
All right.
Okay. Now. Oh, by the way, speaking of which, our good friend comedian Brent Terhune on the Variety magazine Top 10 Comedians to Watch.
Congratulations.
How awesome is that?
So
That's
cool.
super.
I will never
very
make
exciting.
fun of his beard ever, never again. Well, maybe.
I think we may have to do one of those Zoom calls with Coney Danza.
Yes.
And there was also a bunch of comics based in the Midwest were on there, and usually it's L.A. and New York. And I thought it was just very cool that they're clearly doing their research, doing their homework. Found great.
And friend of the show, Dwayne Perkins, on that list.
We'll post the article for you right now. Coming up, we've got some very special stuff, including another lawnmower DUI. Always one of my favorite things. But we have some interesting stuff about pajamas in the news involving at home, doing your schoolwork at home, coming up. Right now, I want to mention something you don't want to talk about. It's erectile dysfunction. I'll make it quick. What I want to tell you is if you think maybe you've lost your mojo, whatever, you're stressed out, whatever's going on, you're aware that there's some pharmaceuticals out there that can help you in this department, a whole bunch of different ones. And there's a pharmaceutical distributor called Roman that can hook you up if you are indeed a candidate for these. How do you find out? Well, you do it all online. You don't have to go to your family doctor to get the prescription. You just go online at getroman.com/wood. You can do it right now with your phone, your computer, whatever. You will be connected to a real doctor, and you can be prescribed real medication if you are indeed a candidate for it. So it's like I said, you can do it from the privacy of your home by going to getroman.com/wood, dealing with a healthcare professional, and there'll be ongoing discussions if that's needed for you. Roman will ship it to you, by the way, with their famous free 2-day shipping. How much is that, Josh?
It's free.
Thank you very much. Getroman.com/wood. Very straightforward. Get part of your life back. And that free online visit and, of course, the free 2-day shipping. So you've got nothing to lose here. ED used to be tough to tackle, but don't be embarrassed. Now you can do it all through the magic of contemporary digital technology. GetRoman.com/wood. Do it today if approved. By the way, something special. Get $15 off your first order of ED treatment. That's GetRoman.com/wood for $15 off. GetRoman.com/wood. Tell them the Bob and Tom Show sent you. Coming up, we have incredible mac and cheese news. But you are going to be so excited. You guys don't think, you're going to be so happy about this when we come back. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
morning laughter just might be the best medicine.
If you want to turn your daddy parts orange, eat some Cheetos and watch some porn.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, by the way, if you missed today's show and you'd like to hear it again, we will have a replay for you all day long. That's right. It's Bob and Tom's All Day Replay, hosted by Christopher. Starting at 1 p.m. Eastern, we'll replay today's show back-to-back, then back-to-back, right here on Bob and Tom 24/7. 1 p.m. Eastern, that's 10 a.m. Pacific. The All Day Replay, hosted by Christopher.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union Entertainment News Desk. Walt Disney World and the union for its actors and singers have reached an agreement that will allow them to return to work. The deal was struck Wednesday, more than a month after actors and singers said they were locked out of the reopening of the theme park resort for publicly demanding coronavirus tests. Actors Equity Association signed a memorandum of understanding allowing actors, singers, and stage managers to return to their jobs after Disney agreed to have a state-run drive-through COVID-19 testing site for workers and others at the Florida theme park resort. The union represents 750 Disney World workers. Hank Williams Jr. says it's an honor to carry on the family tradition by being inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame. Williams says he, quote, fell off a mountain trying to get out of the shadow of his father, Hank Williams, and make his own music. Marty Stewart was also inducted. Songwriter Dean Dillon will be inducted as a non-performer. He's responsible for songs like Tennessee Whiskey and Kenny Chesney's A Lot of Things Different. Metallica coming out with a line of work boots to help trade school students. They've teamed with the boot brand Wolverine for 2 styles of black work boots with Metallica logos on them. Proceeds from the sale of the boots will go to Metallica's nonprofit All Within My Hands to fund scholarships for the skilled trades. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Hi, this is Ross Bennett, and you're listening to Bob and Tom every day, 24 hours a day, nonstop. It's always going to be here, and I can't sleep.
121 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Thank you very much. Christy Lee has an update on the forecast.
Q95 Fox 59 weather brought to you by CarX. The sun and clouds today. Look for a high of 86. Tomorrow, cloudy, stray shower possible, high 85. We have sunshine 67 right now.
Thank you very much, Christy Lee. Also, some cash coming up. Could be shortly. Maybe, perhaps. Listen carefully for your shot at $1,000 coming up many times today on Q95. Also, pay close attention. I'll tell you about our golf outing. It's a benefit for the Riley Hospital for Children. Details are coming up. This is the Bob and Tom Show. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us in the big room. Ace, Chick, I'm Tom. That's Josh in the IHateStevensinger.com sidekick chair. There's Christy Lee.
Hey.
Just in the Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom. Willie Griswold is right over there, and Pat Godwin has a song for us coming up, and he's in the next building. And just moseyed on over there. How's that coffee?
Oh, delicious.
Isn't
Thank
it
you.
delicious?
Yeah.
They have great coffee here. Let's just move forward now, shall we? Where were we? Were we on the sports page?
We're done. We wrapped her all up, baby.
Oh, really?
Hard knocks.
No idea.
Yes, oh, really? It happens every now and then. Be a good sport.
Thank you very much, Chick. We will turn now to the lovely Christy Lee.
Thank you, Tommy. Sex doll manufacturers are saying they have experienced a spike in sales thanks to the pandemic. Online sex store Cherry Banana told Vice News, we've doubled our cherry doll sales since March. Sex Doll of Australia echoed those sentiments, saying since the hard lockdown stage of the coronavirus in Australia, we've experienced an increase in sales of 30 to 40%. Online sex store Southern Treasures reports we're struggling to keep up with demand. They're selling like hotcakes. Cherry Banana said they've also received a number of unusual requests.
Like?
Dolls without genitals, Pat.
Oh, all right.
A doll with 3 breasts.
Oh, boy.
And a lot of requests for custom-made heads.
Remember the story we had? There was a place you could send.
Yeah.
You were supposed to send something like 3 different angled photographs, and they would
go ahead and make your fantasy sex doll there.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if you have to have permission.
Right.
Because with good reason these days you need to have permission to use photographs. I fully understand
Right.
that.
Right.
Could you send 3 shots of, I don't know, Christy, who? Cary Grant? Who would be...
Cary Grant.
Cary Grant.
Yeah, as fresh as today's headline. Yeah, Cary Grant,
Zac Efron, maybe.
Humphrey Bogart.
Yeah, they do. If they do like
Clark
a Zac
Gable.
Efron, like do they have to do? Do they have to do like? Well, it's Zac Efron, but it's spelled Z-A-C-K, the letter F dash Ron.
Yeah.
So legally,
I love stuff like that.
Right. Legally, we're not in trouble. I don't know.
Cary Grant, right out of his mouth.
Okay,
Like
Christy.
it was just happening.
Christy, this is a
What?
stretch here, but
God,
if you
what a
were to
morning.
if you were to get a sex doll, with-
Willie hit the nail on the head. Zac Efron would be it.
And I do want to say there was a little bit of kind of, I don't know, sort of poetry of words that his last name was F. Ron.
Yeah.
And you could imagine F is a pretty funny word in it.
okay.
Thank you for the
I
appreciation.
thought you meant like F. Ron Hubbard.
Oh, no.
Like he's a super fit religious guru.
Sure,
We had one of those life-size cardboard cutouts of Zac Efron. That
Yeah, it was a gift.
Yeah, one of the ladies had that in her office to look at a lot.
Well, it was my gift, and she took it, but that's okay.
Now, Josh,
Yeah, I'm glad you let it
if
go.
you were to have a celebrity doll, would you opt for a movie star, or would you go for someone from the world of the erotic that you enjoy so much?
Boy, oh boy. Probably. Well, there are plenty of porn actresses out there that sell their likenesses on
Dolls?
Well, maybe full. I don't know about full size dolls, but certainly different parts of their anatomy. And some do have. I will never forget going into.
Careful here. Are you?
No, it's okay. Going into some porn shop with a buddy of mine. I forget where we were. If
It wasn't me.
It wasn't where. It may have been Amsterdam, and we looked, and you could buy Jenna Jameson's head in a box.
Really?
Yeah. We were like, oh.
Head in a box.
When you opened it up, did she look surprised?
Slightly. It looked like it would take a little bit of work to actually get her to be fully surprised.
So she licensed that?
Yeah.
Hi.
And
can you imagine if she was at some signing event and a guy walks up and hands her head to sign?
I promise you that has happened. Yes. That has to have happened.
Do you want it on the forehead?
Man. Not for me.
I heard these dolls are getting so popular. they're doing a TV show about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's called Guys and Dolls. It's a reboot.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be the real sex dolls.
I got the hall right here. Her name is Paul Revere.
She can do.
Everything my wife won't do.
That whore can do.
In the can do.
That whore can do.
What's the most famous song from that?
Chicago, maybe? Chicago. Is Luck Be a Lady in that?
God, I love
Luck
that song.
Be a Lady Tonight.
Tonight.
Yeah, that's a great song. God.
I can hear the thundering feet heading toward Google right now.
I could be wrong, but
Yeah, there we go. Got a request. I want to squeeze this in. This is a song. I'm trying to remember this guy's name. Oh, Billy Jonas came into our studios and performed this song. And I'm going to go out to a guy who's having some spine surgery today. And you can't, no, he's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. But one of the odd things he said was he can't wait till this is all over and he'll be able to go urinate outside again.
all right. Yes. It's the little things.
I think it's my spine.
Wow. Yeah, that's big.
I can remember my dad who had polio, and he said one of the greatest days of his life, other than he would always qualify that by marrying my mom and having his children.
Yes.
Well,
One of the
other than
greatest
you
days of
being
his life
bored.
was having that catheter taken out.
Oh,
Boy, I bet.
Yeah.
That's always the eternal debate. Which hurts more, it coming out or putting in?
Coming out.
Coming out is interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody says putting in, but whew.
So we'll get back to catheter talk.
That's right.
Yeah. Did you ever see that movie Catheter the Great? That is a weird fetish.
No, but I've read some of Willa Catheter's novels.
Fine work.
We just ate ourselves.
Yes, we
So good luck today. And thank you, Cheryl. Here we go.
The steam begins to rise, it slowly effervesces. Leaves are crinkling under sweet caresses. I cherish this moment of natural bliss. Nothing's missing when I'm pissing outside. Pissing outside. You don't know what you're missing until you start pissing outside. Pissing outside. Come on, America. Pissing outside. You don't know what you're missing until you start pissing outside. There you go. Come on, you know, a rock, a bush, a shrubbery, a tree. You can go anywhere you please. There's so many things that you can christen. So make it like your mission and just start pissing outside. Pissing outside. You don't know what you're missing until you start pissing outside. You know my favorite place is in the virgin snow. You find a fresh canvas and let it flow. Sign your name and watch it glisten. Unless you're in Alaska, then your task is to go faster, 'cause it freezes and you have to walk backwards while you're pissing outside. Pissing outside. You don't know what you're missing until you start pissing outside. Pissing outside. Pissing outside. Nice. You don't know what you're missing until you start pissing outside. Because the grass is always greener when you water with your wiener outside.
Billy Jonas, recorded live on the Bob Tom Show. Thank you very much. I just said that. Who is that guy? And something that we all enjoy on occasion, except for Christy.
yes, I don't do that.
No?
No.
I'm sure you have it in a time of
I may have done it
extreme
once or twice, but
Right.
yeah,
Now, have you seen this thing that do you have a trailer hitch on your Jeep?
I do.
Yeah, okay. I've trailer hitch on my car, too.
Are you talking about the bumper dumper?
Have you ever seen the bumper dumper, Josh?
I have seen the bumper from this show.
It's a toilet seat that just pops into your trailer.
Yes, boy.
Now, the key to that is make sure that when you're using it, someone doesn't drive the car away.
Sure.
Wouldn't that be a great scene? Like kind of like a Buster Keaton-esque scene.
Hey! Some wacky bros had to have done that with somebody.
By the way, someone listening, please tell me, did they ever find out why that guy jumped on that truck in Florida? And
Good question.
He was hanging onto the windshield.
Right.
Did they ever find out what happened?
I have not followed up on that.
It looked like it had all the markings of a lover's spat, is what
I thought it had all the markings of a meth incident.
Wasn't it just some random? Anyway,
yes, but he was naked, and our friend Todd McComas taught us that.
Very weird.
Meth guys get
tend to
naked.
disrobe. Yeah,
I don't know. I was just kind of curious if we knew what had happened.
Yeah, I don't want to
there.
speculate too much.
Okay. Now, speculum too much.
Not speculum, speculum.
Right. Yeah.
Hello, Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, it's the old skipper, Captain Dave Shark Hunter. How you guys doing this morning?
You enjoying Shark Week, are you, Captain Dave?
Let me just tell you something. I just wrote a letter to those shark-loving human canker sores at Discovery Channel, so tell me what you think. Let me get this out.
Oh, good. Okay.
Okay. Dear Discovery Channel idiots.
Yes.
I'm writing to complain about your marathon knob polishing of sharks known as Shark Week. Yeah, and please forgive my sloppy handwriting. I have to hold the pen in my teeth because both my arms have been bitten off and cramped out by your big star. And I ain't talking about Mike Tyson. The champ only took off a hunk of my ear, and he's promised to fish that out of the toilet for me in case it can be reattached. Why are all you gooey over sharks, huh? Oh, you damned little sack licks. What's wrong with you? There are plenty of other sea creatures you can celebrate. How about Seahorse Week?
I love seahorses.
I do too.
Or Lamprey Week.
Oh, yeah.
If you need something scarier, how about Skid Week? Huh?
Squid.
Squid or skid? What?
Skid or scared?
You meant squid.
Squid?
No,
You said skid.
You said skid.
The only matter of time he stopped using words.
I'll tell you that.
I'm so surprised.
I've been drinking. Those leggy bastards squirt ink, and do you know how hard it is to get ink stain out of clothes?
Yeah. Very bad.
God. Or do something really terrifying, like dedicating a whole week to those little fish that swim up your wiener, into your eureka. That'll get every man in the country crinking, huh? Won't it?
Yes. Yeah.
All your shows do is dredge up painful memories for us poor victims of these swimming buzzsaws. I'll bet your audience, if they were ants, you'd magnify glass all week, wouldn't you? Yeah. Even your commercials are cruel. You're running Nike ads. Well, that's helpful since I could sure use a pair of running shoes. Something to match my peg legs, maybe?
Shark bit him off.
Yeah, because everything from my knees on down was turned to shark turds years ago.
Oh, gosh.
Is this still the letter?
Damn next promo, you damn fools. Signed, Captain Dave.
There we go.
Hey, Flappy, come over here and lick this stamp. I can't. The damn peg tongue. I'm more wood than a ventriloquist dummy.
I had no idea. You didn't know.
Goodbye.
So long, Captain Dave. It's always good
tongue,
to hear from
that's
you.
difficult.
Boy.
It is indeed rough. Now, Pat, I wanted to see if you've got your guitar out. I know there's some schools are already back, and it's a very tricky year. Certainly, and schools are doing different types of things. Some of them are doing every other day. Some are doing virtual schooling, homeschooling, very complicated. And I know that many of us have spent many of the last months doing the homeschooling thing, including you, Pat.
Yeah. We start again August 31st.
And I bring this up, first of all, because I want Christy to grab this news story about involving homeschooling and...
An Illinois school district banned students from wearing pajamas during online classes. The school district in Springfield has updated its school dress code policy for remote learning to say students cannot wear pajama pants, slippers, or hats while on camera.
No hats?
Classes start this month. Students are expected to follow the normal dress code guidelines as well, which means no hoods, sunglasses, bandanas, and other items.
From the waist up.
The district said students should also be sitting up, out of bed, preferably at a desk or table during remote learning.
Okay.
I get making them sit at a desk, but just let these kids. Just let them wear a dang hoodie if they want to.
Kids wear pajamas to school even during school.
Are they going to do like a stand up for your pants check?
I don't know.
That they should do that. I will say this: on Tuesday, I was doing a Zoom therapy session, and my therapist was noting how we're not having real life anymore. And he's like, for example, you might not be wearing pants. Like, I know you're wearing pants, but you don't even have to, and that's why it's different. And I was not wearing pants. I was like, yeah, I'm not going to stand up. You don't have to challenge me.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, on the one hand, there may be a mental reason for this. You'd have to talk to a psychologist.
Right.
To put them in the mode of being in school.
I mean, there was always an argument that people in the old days of radio would dress up even if there wasn't an audience.
I mean, you fall asleep in your bed. Can you imagine you fall asleep in school?
And potentially something, kids need structure, that kind of thing.
I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
This is also
tough. It's real tough.
Now, Josh, I know
don't envy you.
Josh, he's too modest to talk about it. Josh is currently doing a very extensive reading of James Joyce Ulysses, but he was telling me, can I talk about this?
Sure. Yeah.
You have to wear nothing but underoos when you do it.
That's right. Yes.
And yes, and there has to be a rasher of bacon next to his left hand. Very.
It's complicated. Yeah, that's the way Joyce would have wanted me to read.
Is this still part of the Captain Dave letter?
I think Willie makes a good point. I mean, God forbid these kids are comfortable during a pandemic.
Yeah, man, oh man.
They can't see their friends.
Pat, what will you be doing? Will you be homeschooling, or will your son be going, or do you know?
I had a question. What kind of cattle prod do you use?
I do a lot of screaming, I'll tell you that.
I can imagine.
We're starting August 31st with the homeschooling online, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, congratulations. That's tough. It's tough for everybody.
70% of the parents in Ohio are doing that.
Okay, well, now, when we come back, I believe Pat has a tribute to his efforts as a teacher. Also coming up, speaking of working from home, the Fisher-Price people have come up with a toy for working from home, which is bizarre.
I always thought Fisher-Price meant it was a special price.
That's the Fisher Price.
Yeah. That's the Fisher Price.
The Trapper Price, not as good.
Market price, Fisher Price. Yeah.
Whenever I hear market price, all I can think of is Pat's son at Red Lobster.
Yep.
You're right.
Ruined it for me.
Shouldn't Red Lobster be using the Fisher Price?
Yes. Wow, we talked this right into a circle.
And can we come back with the mac and cheese article?
Yeah, I got it right here.
Very exciting.
Yes.
Okay, coming up, speaking of Max, my favorite singer-songwriter, McAnally, is going to be our guest. And you may know him from Jimmy Buffett's band. And the great Al Jackson joining us later today. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
This is the Bob and Tom Show. Text us at 888-262-8661. More Bob and Tom next.
Hey, it's Roy Wood Jr. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Got plans for later this morning? Well, why don't you keep it tuned right here to Bob and Tom 24/7. The laughter after the Bob and Tom Show. We call it Bob and Tom's Work Farce. Get it? All the fun without really that much effort. Ace Cosby's your host. Keep the smile going all day and keep your coworkers guessing, why is that guy so happy all the time? Or gal, right? Bob and Tom fans cover the gamut, and we hope that you join us for Bob and Tom's Work Farce after the Bob and Tom Show this morning from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern with Ace Cosby.
I'm Chick McGee with your Bob and Tom Sports Update. The Big 12 Conference is moving ahead with plans to play college football and other fall sports, joining the ACC and SEC conferences in taking the field amid the pandemic. The Big 12 Board of Directors approved a plan to begin fall sports after September 1st, after the Big 10 and Pac-12 announced they would not play this fall. Major League Baseball interleague winners last night: the Cubs, Minnesota, Kansas City, Baltimore, Houston, the Yankees, and Miami. American League winners: the White Sox, Oakland, Tampa Bay, and Texas. And the National League winners: Arizona, the Mets, and the Dodgers. And once again, the St. Louis game against Pittsburgh postponed due to the virus. NBA winners last night: Indiana, Toronto, Oklahoma City, and the Los Angeles Clippers. WNBA winners: Connecticut, Chicago, and Seattle. And on the ice last night in 2 overtimes, Boston beat Carolina 4-3. The Isles over the Washington Capitals. Colorado beat Arizona. Philly and Vancouver also win. I'm Chick McGee, and that's your Bob and Tom Sports Update.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
He says there is something about drinking iced sun-brewed tea from a mason jar that you just can't beat. There was P.S. Been listening to your show since the 3rd grade because I had a cool dad.
This windbag says, tell Josh we jar drinkers don't have Wi-Fi at the train yard, which is what I was inquiring about yesterday.
Yes.
Hobos. We go to the public library until they make us leave.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Bob and Tom. You can pick your morning radio show, and you can pick your nose, but you can't wipe Bob and Tom on the couch.
Joined in the studio by comedian Darren Carter. You do have a very nice head of hair. It happens to be red in color.
You know what? It's another example of keeping the redheaded man down. He didn't know. That's all right. I forgive
sorry,
you.
man.
Shake my hand. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. All right.
It's all good, baby. It's all good. They're keeping the redheaded man down. Every time you see a redhead on TV, we're a nerd, we're a clown, we're Bozo, Howdy Doody, Ronald McDonald. You just can't help it. People see us, they go, what's up, Fireball, Flame Brain? Women always want tall, dark, and handsome, never pasty, pink, and wholesome. I'd like to use the Bob and Tom Show for my own personal use. I'm organizing a million redheaded man march.
All right.
Are there that many?
No. There's like 12 guys with red hair. I don't even think we'd make hands across the street, to be honest with you.
You're a young guy. What kind of music are you into?
Man, I'm into, you know what I love? I love to wake up early in the morning to angry gangster rap.
Really?
It does. Alarms don't wake me up, but gangster rap, there's nothing better than when you're like really tired and you're all in your blankets hearing this. I'll pop a cap in your ass, fool. Trick ass, bitch. And then the DJ comes on. That was Let's Be Friends.
Yeah. Sure. All right.
Hip hop slang is like so popular now. I mean, I was at the dentist's office and it hurt, and he goes, "My bad." I was like, "Damn, I was like, my bad. You're my dentist."
Do you really listen to rap music?
Yeah, I listen to it. I listen to everything though. When I first, like when I first got here, Chick was, hassling me because of my red hair. Well, when I started rapping, the kids, they stopped calling me names, and they were like, I wasn't Darren, I was Deron. That was kind of like my way out, It was like, they were like, what's up, Deron? What's up, baby? It's all good. And I was like, oh, cool, man. I'm not a nerd anymore. Nah, fool, you can rap, man. You can rap, dog. And I wasn't even that good. It's just there was no white guys rapping yet, And now it's, man, I'm telling you, styles have changed. And, gangster rap is popular. And say, I can't even fake it. How come I going to fake like I'm in a gang? How scary would my gang be? 15 redheads coming to your neighborhood, out there covered in sunscreen, be like wiping it on, talking about, stop pushing me, Trevor. Damn it, it's so hot out here. Our little gang hand sign would be like, when you hold your hand above your eyebrows, trying to make sunglasses, squinting our eyes. We wouldn't be talking about west side, east side. We'd be like, hey, let's go inside.
Shade.
Yeah, shady. That's what we'd be on the shady side of the street. We'd only be in neighborhoods with big trees, and we'd be like, shady side, fool. 15 redheads talking about shady side. We stay inside because we get sunburned when we go outside. Shady side. Can you imagine redheaded gangs? We'd be all mad. Hey, punk, I saw you trying to diss me at the Gap. That's right, fool. I'm back with all my redheads. Cameron, Trevor, Ian, Fletcher.
Hi, everybody. This is Mark Sweeney, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
I got thrown out of J.C. Penney the other day.
Really?
Yeah, fondling up the mannequins. You believe that? And that ain't my fault.
7:46. Let's call it Q95. Does anybody care what time it is anymore? I don't think so.
Isn't that a Chicago song?
Yeah.
Does anybody really know
that nugget, that gem?
You don't like that song?
I do. I don't like mentioning it just because about the.
Oh, boy.
Does anyone have a sack of manure and like a wet burlap?
You know who sang that? Cary Grant.
I know you really didn't mean to say that, but it was really funny.
No, that's the thing. He did. It came out too fast. It was reflex.
No, I deliberately said that.
Why?
Because it was so utterly inappropriate.
Okay.
And I thought that maybe, just maybe.
Yes.
Because you like a mature man. Wait a minute, let me rephrase that.
Dead man?
What has my character changed on the show? I've always dated younger men.
For
What
many,
else wrong
many
with me?
years.
Well, he was young when he was young.
Once?
At one point.
Once?
Yeah. In the 50s?
I wasn't born
50s.
yet.
No, 30s.
Well, Chick, he was young.
You remember Cary Grant's real name?
Yes, Archie Leach.
Yes.
Archie Leach?
Yes.
Good move, changing it to Cary Grant.
Yes.
Let's see, where were we? Oh, I know. This is the Bob and Tom Show. We should introduce ourselves.
He
Happy
was
to be here.
born in 1904.
Was he married to Diane Cannon?
He was.
I think he was. You mean Diane Boom Boom Cannon?
He liked those boobies.
Booby, booby.
Let's see. I have no idea what we're doing here.
I mean, he might be in the best Hitchcock movie. Okay, go ahead.
The big room is
North by
Ace Cosby. Ace is right there. I can see him. There's Chick. I'm Tom. That's Josh Arnold. He's in the IHateStevensinger.com sidekick chair. Get that, sweetie, something special. Just because. Go to IHateStevensinger.com. Christy, Navy
Joe?
Federal Credit Union Newsroom.
Here.
Willie G. right over there. Patty G. right over there. And we've been talking about this song that Pat's been working on. Oh, that's a shame.
Hello, Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, Bob and Tom, it's Donnie Baker.
Donnie, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good, but I was supposed to go to a bachelor party this weekend for my buddy Kenny.
Uh-huh.
I ain't happy about it.
Why not?
Because his best man is some Silicon Valley rich dude, and this guy's renting a limo, which at bachelor parties is called a dish canoe, and we're all supposed to go skydiving on Friday, and then hit up some upscale strip club that night, and then Saturday night he rented a speedboat, even though he knows I got a perfectly good boat for sale. It's been right there
The nerve.
with a sign on it, you know, it sort of cuts to the quick. Then Trevor, that dick, calls me yesterday. He tells me we got to chip in $480 for the bachelor party.
Wow.
Whoa.
I don't even like Kenny enough to chip in $48, let alone a car payment I'll be upside down in. I swear to God. Have you ever heard of that, ever chipping in for a bachelor party?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I never have. Hell, for $480, I could just hire my own stripper, not have to share with all these other guys. So anybody who invites me to a party and a day later wants to charge me ain't a best man. It's what I call a dick bastard. I swear to God. Plus, he said the skydiving alone's like $300 a person.
Wow.
Hell, back in the day, I made my own parachutes for free.
Really?
It ain't hard. Me and my friend Gifford, me and Giffords, we'd get some duct tape, get some of those yellow bed sheets that were all jaundiced, take a ball of twine and a bunch of bungee straps he had from his truck. We'd make our own parachutes.
Oh, man.
Then we'd jump off the carport. I remember this one time, his dad's Ferry went in the driveway to break our fall. My cousin Lonnie hit the concrete hard and broke his fibia minori and his labia majora.
That's something.
Yeah, sometimes I get them bones confused.
Yeah,
but anyway, I swear to God, his labia was poking right out the side of his camo pants. Disgusting. Even though it was camo pants, you could see it clear. He had to go to the hospital and get them fixed.
Sure.
But the fact remains, to this day, he's got pins in his labia. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Tibia, maybe.
So, my point is, we used to do a bunch of cool stuff like that. But kids nowadays, they don't do anything, you know, that ain't planned. We used to do all our fun stuff, like sperm in the moment. Oh, get this, my buddy Lewis, he makes his kid wear goggles when they're having Roman candle wars.
Well,
No wonder these kids are a bunch of wet snowflakes. Because nowadays it's all wear a helmet. Make sure your brakes work good. Don't play in the traffic. Don't shoot your friends with pellet guns. Don't swim in retention ponds. Stay out of abandoned houses. Don't wrestle with wild animals. No wonder why kids are on computers all day. No wonder why they got no fun no more. It's just pathetic. I better go. Sounds like Boner's burning Whippy's Pop-Tarts again.
No, I hate that.
How short is it, Boner? I mean, it's just self-timing. All you got to do is not push the lever down 3 times in a row.
It's more work to burn them.
Yeah. Okay, thanks. Good luck at the bachelor party, Donnie. Okay.
Yeah, Christy, I've gone to a handful of bachelor parties where
Really?
you have to pay. I mean, you all chip in. Yeah.
I've not heard of that.
Oh, someone I know was going. You have to fly.
What?
Oh yeah.
Destination bachelorette and bachelor party.
Like Vegas and stuff?
Thanks a lot, the hangover.
I have buddies that are accountants, and they always try to itemize things. There's the guy's like, I didn't touch that stripper, so I'm not putting any money towards that part of the check. I did order chicken wings, though, so.
I had an iced tea and
now Patty G, father of Jimmy, and Jimmy's what 9?
9 years old. Yeah.
Okay, and
Wow.
but you had to do the homeschooling.
Yeah.
On the computer, you got to do it again coming up. You start in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think the parents, it's 50-50 in Ohio. I think the tech, I got a text from the ex.
Okay,
Not
well,
70-30,
it's different everywhere. Some places are going to open, some aren't. Some are going to do every other day. Very complicated. No one knows the answer, at least as far as I can.
And
tell.
how old is he again?
9 years old.
Oh, okay, so he can't be tried as an adult.
He's trying as a child, I'll tell you that.
He's going to have his own brand of fire extinguisher.
Where did the fire come in? He's never done that yet.
Well, that's what's funny about it.
You see, that would be humorous.
He listens.
Again, how the show works.
Oh, he knows. He has got a great sense of humor.
Now, so you have a song about your ability as a teacher? Is that what
I do indeed. I'm in my pajamas, rolled out of bed. It's time for Jim's homeschooling. I'll be his teacher for the upcoming year on account of the governor's ruling. So I'm here online. I don't know what I'm doing. What's 3 times 9? Is 10 plus 4 still 13? About a 4th grade because of Corona. Seeing me and Jimmy home doing schoolwork. And we both have ADD, so this one, hey, the pool's open.
And now you're living in the apartment. You got the pool.
It's happening at the pool.
Were you there yesterday?
No, not yesterday. It's Vegas at the pool, baby. It's a party. Woo!
Is it really?
Are you making friends with some of the single ladies?
I've made friends with some of the moms. We bond over our children.
Sure. Yeah, good.
Did you ever ask them to put a little bit of lotion on the back?
Oh, there you
not
go.
yet.
That's a nice line.
Have they ever come up to you and said, Pat, you're so funny. Could you maybe put some lotion on me? Be sure to get underneath my straps.
Oh, my.
I'll try that.
Does that happen?
I'll try that. Man, why don't you tell me that?
Pat, if a woman asked you to do that, would you spill your sunscreen, so to speak?
I might. It's been a while. It's been a long time between drinks.
How come you have both your hands on my shoulders and I feel sunscreen down by my little tattoo?
There's going to be sunscreen everywhere.
Any cool tattoos?
On the ladies, yeah. Lots of them, actually.
Do you have a favorite?
Really?
There's a woman who has adorable little tattoos on her.
Please finish the word tattoos.
Her parts.
On her parts. What parts?
Her booby parts.
What? You're seeing that at the pool?
Yeah. It's subtle, though. It's kind of nice. Yeah.
You can't see it at the pool, but Pat has his telescope aimed just the right way.
Oh, Pat, you have to be. Please go to the next time you go to the pool. Sit in the chair. Sit in one of those chairs.
Yeah.
But have binoculars with you and just be staring right at them.
That's
like you're a good 4 feet from them, but you're.
Love it.
Well, he'll have to wrestle the binoculars out of Jimmy's hands.
Every couple minutes, get out your birding book. That's so. I don't see any cardinals here. How weird.
Yeah. Just use that as an excuse. But clearly, you're just looking at the woman right next to you.
What are you doing, Grandpa Joe? Bird watching?
Do you have a favorite tattoo on a woman?
Geez, something subtle is always nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe a little shamrock.
No, that's a little. Yeah. No, not a shamrock.
Oh, well, I'm
You don't like
sorry.
that? I thought that'd be weird.
No, I'm just saying that would be any kind of Irish tattoo is a little odd in a woman.
Maybe the word yes. Yeah, because that would be as opposed to what she's saying.
You've seen tattoos at the top of a breast, you know?
Sure, yeah.
You're wearing a bikini? Yeah.
Right.
That's probably what he's talking
Oh, the bikini.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Is that what you call it? What is that? A bikini in Cuba?
Bikini.
Angela Jolie.
Let's just say bikini, please.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay,
yeah. Let's just say bikini.
Oh.
Yeah. Hey,
Oh, look at the time. When we come back, we actually have a bird watching thing I want to run by you guys. And we also have a interesting thing. You know what a swamp rat is?
I got a couple of guesses.
You don't want to have them all over your park. It's happening in Texas. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
More Bob and Tom next. Got a comment? Our email is bobandtom@bobandtom.com.
Hey, this is Frank Caliendo, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, that's Frank Caliendo. Or is it? I'm Mark Allison. Or is it? We have fun here, don't we? Hey, subscribe now at no cost to the Bob and Tom Show YouTube channel. Just head on over on the intranet to the YouTube channel. Click on Bob and Tom, subscribe right now to watch. It's the little red button. Over 100,000 other Bob and Tom fans across the world have already subscribed. Don't be left out. Why don't you try it? Subscribe today. Again, it is free, and you can be watching Bob and Tom tonight. 20 minutes of video highlights from today's Bob and Tom Show tonight. That's Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom's YouTube channel. Plus, they've got archives of Bob and Tom shows and highlights, all sorts of cool stuff. A wormhole you can spend days in. The Bob and Tom YouTube channel. Check it out today and make sure you subscribe.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union News Desk. If you're counting on emergency coronavirus aid from Washington, you may have to wait until fall. Negotiations over a new coronavirus aid package have all but ended. The White House and Congress are far apart on the size, scope, and approach on relief for households, schools, and a national strategy to contain the virus. The president's top negotiator, Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin, tried to revive stalled talks Wednesday, but House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer dismissed what they call an overture, saying the Trump administration is still refusing to meet them halfway. The government says an Ohio man has pleaded guilty to buying a tiger skin rug. Ryan Gibbs of Cincinnati bought a rug in 2019 for $3,000. The seller was actually an undercover U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service agent. The rug had been confiscated from a previous investigation. Gibbs of Cincinnati pleaded guilty Wednesday to one misdemeanor count of violating the endangered species law. And officers captured a wayward emu that was running through the streets of a New Jersey city. A woman spotted the long-legged bird Tuesday morning in a residential neighborhood near Patterson's border with Todd. Animal control officers managed to snare the emu, which is about 4 feet tall. He was placed in a large animal cart, taken to a shelter. Officials arranged for the emu to be examined by a veterinarian. They're not sure whether the bird escaped from a farm or was out in the wild. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
How many times have you done that? You call someone that's to the phone. Hey, Tom, what's up? You go, yeah, it was really important. I can't remember why I called.
Or you walk into a room and like, what did I come in here for again? Oh,
now I can't.
What, again? Hello, Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, fellas.
Hey,
Floyd.
I'm not really quite sure where I called.
See, now that's a phone call.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Bob and Tom. They put the F in professional.
I remember way back when I was just a boy going places with my mom and dad. It used to scare me to death how Mama used to act after 6 or 7 beers she's had. We were sitting at a table when Mama got disabled, all the liquor running to her head. And soon I got to choking. Daddy wasn't joking when he grabbed me by the arm and said, "Don't look now, Mama's got her boobs out showing everybody in town." Faces turning red, we were wishing we were dead. There were people standing all around. Yeah. When Mama gets to drinking, there ain't much thinking. There's nothing anybody can do. You just hope and pray there never comes a day when Mama's out drinking with you. Well, we got her in a truck and we started driving home, and Mama said she had to go. Daddy pulled it over, we were standing on the shoulder while Mom was putting on a show. Well, he started up the truck and Mama stood up with her pants still around her knees. When we heard Mama holler, "If you give me $1, well, I'll let you take a peek at these." Don't look now, Mama's got her boobs out showing everybody in town. Faces turning red, we were wishing we were dead. There were people standing all around. When Mama gets to drinking, there ain't
no Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Thank you very much. Christy, quick forecast.
Q95 Fox 59 weather brought to you by CarX. Mixture of sun and clouds today, high 86, cloudy tomorrow, 85. Currently, we have sunshine, 68 degrees.
Josh and I were talking off the air about what a great job they're doing right now with his house, thanks to Window Nation. By the way, Window Nation's celebrating their 1 millionth window installation, and they've got something very special going on right now. The perfect time to get to some great high-quality windows, designed, by the way, for the climate we live in central Indiana. WindowNation.com for deferred payments for 2 years, 50% off all style windows, 0 down, and pay 0 interest for 2 years. All happening at Window Nation, right, Josh?
That's exactly right. Plus, they'll pay you $250 if they are not the best value, which, of course, they will be. But what a great deal. And again, deferred payments for 2 years, 50% off all style windows, plus put 0 down and pay 0 interest for 2 years. I had some wonderful consultations and measuring sessions with the folks at Window Nation. Terrific people.
And they're coming up, windownation.com. They'll be at Josh's house.
Yes.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. It's great to be here. Let's see now. The big room, shall we?
How about ya?
I got a request for the How About You song.
Okay.
I could squeeze that in if you'd like.
Is there a song?
Oh, yes, of course there is. Coming up. I got it right here. But first, that's Josh over there. He's in the IHateStevensinger.com sidekick chair. I'm Tom. That's Ace.
Slow down.
And there's Willie G over there, Patty G over there, and Christy Lee over there. It's almost a poem. But, of course, I'm glad you brought this up. Of course, the How About You song, very famous. Everybody sing.
How about you? How about you? How about you? Bum, bum, bum. Chick McGee is here to say, how about you? Bum, bum, bum. How about you? How about you?
How about you?
Bum, bum, bum.
How about you?
Hello there.
The hello there
It's
ruins
also
it.
fun.
What do you mean? That's the best part, the hello there.
The best part.
If only Cary Grant had said hello there.
We need to explain the Cary Grant reference. No, we
Are you going to be truthful?
Yeah.
All right.
We had a news story
About sex dolls.
about sex dolls, and their sales are up significantly, apparently.
If we explain every anachronism on this show, we're in trouble.
And
Can I be honest for a second? I did not know who Cary Grant is. I finally looked it up. I thought Cary Grant was a character in Sex and the City.
That's Carrie Bradshaw. Thank you very much.
That's Mr. Big. No, I don't.
The news story was about these very realistic sex dolls. In this one place, I forget which place it was, they said that they manufacture them with the faces and
You can do a custom head.
heads of celebrities, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
Then you mentioned the place you went to that had the
Jenna Jameson's head
in a box.
Yeah.
What about her box? Where was that?
In her head. It was right next to the.
Yeah, I'm sure they do it like they spell Kim Kardashian, but they use C's instead of K's.
There's
or
no
something.
way that they allow Kim Kardashian allows that.
Yeah, I would imagine these are more for
wait a minute. I think if the
she
price
has
was
that-
right, let's remember how Kim Kardashian got famous, shall we?
Good point.
If you'd like to duplicate that.
Hey, you're
sound.
talking about our future first lady. I won't stand by
Okay.
and let you besmirch her.
That's right.
He's right.
If you've never seen the film, just get some macaroni and cheese and start stirring it.
I don't think that's an insult.
No, that's part of that song. The point is these sex dolls, and I asked Christy if she were to get, because they make them for both men and women.
Yes.
And I was wondering if she were to get one, and I'm not implying that you want. I was just kind of curious. Who would you get? Whose head would you have put on it? And I suggested
Cary Grant.
romantic, sure, from a certain era.
He was incredibly handsome. Yeah.
Well, yes, but when I think of that, I don't think of Cary Grant.
If Cary Grant were alive today, he'd be 116.
Well, let's see if Chick can pick up on this classic joke. If Cary Grant were alive today, what would he be saying?
Booby, booby, booby.
No. Get me the hell out of here.
Get out of here. Yeah. Actually, Godwin would be the one to do it because he has that skill. Hey, Pat, what would Cary Grant be saying today if he were alive?
There you go.
That is such a skill. By the way, Pat, I forgot to tell you, there's a dinner the other night.
Yeah.
I started doing that.
Can you do it?
I'm not good at it. I can't, but I did it a little bit, and my 4-year-old little heart was just so fascinated.
My son's fascinated.
But when she tries to do it, the air all comes out. So it's like,
Josh can sort of do it.
Try it, Josh.
Yeah, you can
Did you just say a curse word?
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah.
I said damn, yeah.
Okay, sorry. I heard something completely different.
Oh, okay.
Do you know how many people are driving their car right now just going, just trying
The singing is that.
Is that a mouth trumpet? What am I doing?
But it's a skill some people have. I don't know how you do it.
I don't either. That's
Want to hear the
amazing.
singing part?
Yeah, go ahead. Try singing.
Opera underwater.
Okay, go.
Okay.
Look at him. I mean, his head's going to blow
Yes,
off.
your head's going to blow up because you're turning red. But that, you're actually hitting the notes.
You can almost, you can almost feel that stroke coming.
But you're getting the vibrato. I hope that was loud enough for people to hear.
I think it was. That was great.
Yeah.
That's a skill. You
You
got
did that
to
on
show that
stage?
to Howie Mandel.
No, but people have been asking for me to do it on stage. Though. Do the underwater opera.
Well, remember,
Do toast.
Howie Mandel famously, didn't he blow out his eardrum doing that thing with the medical
Sinuses,
glove?
yes.
Yeah, so you might want to ask Howie before you keep doing that. We had, anyway, that's how the name Cary Grant came
So
up.
who has the most handsome face in movies today?
Boy, I don't know.
I think Clooney still takes it.
Clooney or Pitt? I think Brad Pitt's pretty good.
Got a good pun him?
Leonardo DiCaprio, what is he? So is Zac Efron your guy?
I like Zac Efron. I think he's really handsome. I think that, who's the guy in the Fast and Furious movies that I like?
The dead guy, Paul Walker?
Statham?
Jason Statham. Oh,
I thought you liked guys with hair.
not always.
Really?
I do like guys with long
Jason,
hair.
do you like being
but-
bossed around?
I think that the reason she doesn't like it is because there's a guy without hair that bosses her around a little
all
too
the
much.
time.
Yeah, I think she kind of breaks out into a cold sweat if that happens.
Don't say that about Josh. He's got a lot more hair than I do.
Okay, here's the list. I don't know who number 1 and number 2 are.
Who are they? Can you say their names? And I can.
Horrific Roshan.
No, not me.
That's number 1.
Number one for what?
Most handsome men in the world.
Never heard of the
Number
guy.
2, Kim Tae-hyung.
What? What
No.
list is it?
Tied with Tom Cruise. Number 3, Chris Evans. Number 4, Omar Borkan. Al-Gala.
Would you get off of...
Number 5, Ian Somerhalder. Number 6.
Are you on Iraq.com?
Number 6. Number 6, Cary Grant. Isn't that it?
Wow.
Is it really?
Is Ian Somerhalder, is he the guy that played Boone in Lost?
I think so.
He's barely even, I mean, I love Lost, but I know him. I don't think anyone that's not a Lost fan even knows who that guy is.
And then the top 10, David Beckham, Henry Cavill, Brad Cooper, Brad Pitt, Robert Pattinson. Is it no mention of Clooney? No Clooney.
Really?
Robert Pattinson, I thought that he was just a Twilight actor, and then I saw him in that first Safdie's Brother movie.
Oh, the
man,
Good Times? Isn't that a great movie?
that guy can act.
Yeah,
Holy
that's
smokes.
a good movie. He's great. He's great.
Tom, you'll see him next in The Batman.
Yes.
He's the new Batman.
I will miss him. The new Batman.
Oh boy.
Not a
What would it take for you to go to the new Batman movie?
Why?
What do you mean,
wait a
why?
minute, watch it in your own home.
It's the same story over and over and over.
Yeah, but it's how they do it.
No, who cares?
They thought that before Christian Bale did it, and it was, it's a great movie.
Christy, I've got the man for you.
Oh, God.
Who is that?
Sex doll for you, Don Draper.
Oh, yeah, John Hamm.
Oh,
there you go.
You need extra air. I understand when you blow that one up.
Yeah, it's good. You need some extra air. Get a little lightheaded.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, well, Christy Lee is at the Navy Federal Credit Union news desk. What's going on over there?
Well, we are going to talk food now. Cheetos has a new product available at Walmart. It's Cheetos Mac and Cheese.
What?
With rotini noodles, evocative of Chester Cheetah's tail.
Is that right?
No, a friend of mine had some
this,
of these, and it's apparently amazing.
Cheetos Mac and Cheese comes in 3 flavors, Josh: Flamin' Hot, Bold and Cheesy, as well as Cheesy Jalapeno.
My goodness.
And is available in 2 preparation formats. You can get the stovetop or you can do the microwave cups. Writing for the takeout, Amy Levitt said she was sent each flavor and following a taste test, reported that mac and cheese was very good and tasted exactly like Cheetos.
Now, do you ever throw Cheetos onto your mac and cheese?
I never have. No, shockingly.
I used to be suspect of this kind of thing, and then Taco Bell released their Doritos Loco Taco, and that may be the finest piece of cuisine on God's good earth.
Oh wow!
The Doritos Locos, especially if you put that taco shell in a cheesy gordita crunch shell, Josh, you're gonna lose your mind. It's so good.
Now, Josh, like you, Willie, is also a
card-carrying fatso. Yes, go ahead and say
That's right. Yes.
No, Josh likes to alter. You like to alter the things, for example. You're famous on this show for your, when you go to Taco Bell, you get something special.
I get the Mexican pizza, no pizza sauce, and if I really want to treat myself, I add sour cream.
See, there you
Mexican
go.
Pizza.
Modify it.
If I want to, my Taco Bell order could take about 15 minutes. There's a lot of modifications. The spicy potato soft taco is another great thing that God gifted us on this earth is a spicy potato soft taco.
My Taco Bell order usually comes with 3 sporks, and it's just you. I go, well, damn it. They thought this was for a family.
Terhune, who we talked about earlier, who Variety named a top 10 comic, has a great joke about this whole thing where he's ordering for his fake wife. Extra sour cream for her. She's a fatty. She needs it.
It's funny. I wonder
where he got that idea.
I wonder if he can still do that joke now that he's married.
He and I will have to talk about who did that bit first.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Top 10. Yeah, we'll talk with him.
So, once again, Walmart for the new Chester Cheeto. What is it again? Chester.
It's Cheetos Mac and Cheese, a Chester Cheetah.
It ain't easy.
And I gave a hint earlier because a friend of the show has a tattoo of the aforementioned Mr. Cheetah.
Yeah, that's right.
And
Chad Daniels, one of the finest
it's really
comedians.
obscure. What is it again? He's got
an NFL jersey on.
I think it's Herschel Walker when he plays for the Eagles.
He's wearing the Eagles jersey. Very, very true. In any event, this is going to be worth. I believe we are having a taste test possibly tomorrow.
Oh, really?
All right.
Heart, be still.
I have made some arrangements for this.
Sounds delightful. Are we getting the cups?
Oh, that'd be easiest, I would
Microwave
think.
cups.
We don't really have a stove.
Is there the flaming hot flavor will also be here?
I'm not sure which one we've got. I've got someone working on.
I have a quick question. Before you do the taste test, can I go into the parking lot for 5 minutes alone for no reason and no one can
and ignore the plumes of smoke?
Yes, no one can smell me
closet.
afterwards.
Christy, this closed circuit for Christy Lee.
Yes.
It says, Dear Christy, if you choose Cary Grant for your sex doll, it'll be an affair to remember.
Oh, nice. Very good.
That's the name of his movie.
I just read the letters, okay? Now, I want to tell you something. I'm going to talk real quick about Lifelock, because you probably heard about this with all the stuff going on in the world right now. Fraudsters and scam artists are having a field day.
What up, fraudster?
There's a bunch of stuff going on, and it's really bad. They're trying to be very careful when you get solicited for charities, because sometimes you click this thing and it downloads something and it starts monitoring your computer. All kinds of terrible stuff can be going on, so be very careful. Also, identity theft, a huge problem. For example, your social security number could be for sale right now on the dark web. So that's where Lifelock comes in, because they help you out and they watch all this stuff. I want to give a personal note here. I had a notification from Lifelock, and I got on the phone with them, and I dealt with this woman was on the phone with me for half an hour. Could not have been more helpful and nice. Figured out everything, got it all sorted out. Thank you very much, Lifelock. She could not have been more helpful, and we got it all straightened out. Thank you very much. But what they do is they're out there looking at stuff. For example, they want to see, did you apply for a new credit card today? And if you didn't, it could be somebody else. This is where Lifelock comes in. They also, if your identity does get stolen, they have staff people, I'm sure, like the lady that I spoke to, that know what they're doing to fix it up for you. So remember, nobody can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at every business, but Lifelock can see threats you might miss on your own. Join up right now, by the way, and save 25% in your first year with the promo code TOM25. And Lifelock is very inexpensive. You'll sleep better knowing someone's watching all your stuff. Call 1-800-LIFELOCK or head to lifelock.com. Use the promo code TOM25 for the additional 25% off your first year. Thank you, Lifelock. I certainly appreciate it, and I know you will too. Coming up, we have our good friend, comedian Al Jackson. Also coming up today, if you're familiar with Jimmy Buffett's band or perhaps with Mac himself, the great singer-songwriter McAnally is going to be our special guest. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Bob and Tom, well-meaning, but...
Yeah, they're all messed up.
More than slightly confused.
Check out bobandtomstore.com if you're looking for that Bob and Tom hat, sweatshirt, T-shirt, you name it. You have a Bob and Tom fan in your life? Well, now you know where to shop. It's online at bobandtomstore.com. More of the show coming up with Al Jackson and McAnally.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union Entertainment News Desk. Walt Disney World and the union for its actors and singers have reached an agreement that will allow them to return to work. The deal was struck Wednesday, more than a month after actors and singers said they were locked out of the reopening of the theme park resort for publicly demanding coronavirus tests. Actors Equity Association signed a memorandum of understanding allowing actors, singers, and stage managers to return to their jobs after Disney agreed to have a state-run drive-through COVID-19 testing site for workers and others at the Florida theme park resort. The union represents 750 Disney World workers. Hank Williams Jr. says it's an honor to carry on the family tradition by being inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame. Williams says he, quote, fell off a mountain trying to get out of the shadow of his father, Hank Williams, and make his own music. Marty Stewart was also inducted. Songwriter Dean Dillon will be inducted as a non-performer. He's responsible for songs like Tennessee Whiskey and Kenny Chesney's A Lot of Things Different. Metallica coming out with a line of work boots to help trade school students. They've teamed with the boot brand Wolverine for 2 styles of black work boots with Metallica logos on them. Proceeds from the sale of the boots will go to Metallica's nonprofit All Within My Hands to fund scholarships for the skilled trades. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Good morning, sunshine.
Bob and Tom 24/7, 24/7, 24/7.
The steam begins to rise, it slowly effervesces. Leaves are crinkling under sweet caresses. I cherish this moment of natural bliss. Nothing's missing when I'm pissing outside, pissing outside. You don't know what you're missing until you start pissing outside. Pissing outside. Come on, America. Pissing outside. You don't know what you're missing until you start pissing outside. There you go. Come on, you know, a rock, a bush, a shrubbery, a tree. You can go anywhere you please. There's so many things that you can christen. So make it like your mission and just start pissing outside. Pissing outside. You don't know what you're missing until you start pissing outside. You know my favorite place is in the virgin snow. You find a fresh canvas and let it flow. Sign your name and watch it glisten. Unless you're in Alaska, then your task is to go faster, 'cause it freezes and you have to walk backwards while you're pissing outside. Pissing outside. You don't know what you're missing until you start pissing outside. Pissing outside. Pissing outside. Nice. You don't know what you're missing until you start pissing outside. Because the grass is always greener when you water with your wiener outside.
Billy Jonas. Very nice. Hi, this is Bob and Tom 24/7. My name is Jim Gaffigan. I have to go and, well, I just had a so you know where I'm going.
We're talking with comedian Todd Glass.
In a relationship, women look down the road, which is positive, but some women look too far down the road. I mean, they can't just take that moment for what it is. Like, I'm at a bar, and I asked this girl to dance. You know, she's like, oh, dance? Oh, sure, I'd like to dance. And we're done dancing. Maybe you go over there, you'll buy me a drink, I'll buy you a drink. A week later, we'll start calling each other. We'll get our machines, then you'll get me, then I'll get you. Then we go out on a date, and our friends say we're perfect for each other. So we have our first kiss, then we decide we're going to get engaged. We get engaged, we have a beautiful wedding. After the wedding, we get back from our wedding, we set up an apartment together. Then we have a beautiful apartment. You get a promotion, I get a promotion, and we buy a big house. We have a house, white picket fence, dogs, 2 kids, everything's going good. Then you're coming home from late at work. I go, why are you coming home late at work? You go, I'm in love with my secretary. Oh, you're in love with secretary. You want me to tell the kids we're going to get divorced and they don't have a father anymore? Dance? I don't think so, you sick freak.
TV Rogers is our guest. TV, having just met you, I can...
22 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Thank you very much. Christy Lee. You okay over there?
Yeah.
Christy Lee has the weather forecast.
I do. Q95 Fox 59 weather brought to you by CarX. Partly cloudy today. Look for a high of 86. Clouding up overnight down to 68. Cloudy tomorrow with a stray shower possible, high of 85. 68 right now.
Thank you very much, Christy Lee. Coming up, your shot at some serious money, so pay close attention. It's going to happen all day on Q95. $1,000 a pop, so you could be a winner. Pay attention, please. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Thanks very much for joining us. Let's see now. Willie G's over there, Patty G's over there, in separate rooms, by the way. In fact, Pat's in a different building, and then over there it's Christy Lee. Hi, Christy.
Hi.
She's in the Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom.
Yes, sir.
And then in the big room here, it's Ace. It's Chick. It's Josh. This is Tom speaking, and then on the big screen, in what looks like a sound studio, it's got the foamy stuff on the walls. It's comedian Al Jackson. Hey, Al.
Hi, Al.
Well, hello. What's up, kids? Christy Lee, you're looking adorable today, as usual.
Thank you.
Al, did you build a recording studio at your house, or are you at work?
No, I'm at I'm building a little recording studio, so it's almost there. I left a little cutout, for my dad and everything, but yeah, it's coming along.
Nice.
Well, it looks good. It looks very, very nice. You've got that foamy stuff on the wall.
Yeah,
it's the soundproofing. Yeah.
It is. So I feel all fancy over here. I was gonna say, Tom, I don't ask for payment or anything when I do this segment. But I do require some kind of compensation. I think I'm going to need that cutout of Christy Lee that's next to you.
Al, if you want the good
I really
one.
do. Will you send that to me? Willie G's got a woo.
That's the good one.
Yeah,
I don't understand why my arm is brown in that.
That's a weird one. Did you get just like a tan arm?
No, it's the way
it's a mix of lighting and
and
hold it up higher, Willie.
PJ could have fixed that.
Yeah, that one. It looks like.
Yeah, that's the angle we want, Willie. No head.
Because he was looking from this direction.
Let me be delicate here, Al. That looks like your arm.
It looks like they put Grace Jones' arm on there. I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Yeah, it's very.
But I like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
all right.
have you seen the Chick McGee? Would you like that for your? We have a Chick McGee cardboard.
Yeah, we'll show you that
It's
one.
all in Willie's room.
Al, this is what I do now on the show. It's pretty fun. They got a bunch of cardboard for me.
What the hell's on my face? What the hell's that all about?
Great.
That's an insult.
Bob and Tom logo.
Get off. You're going to
Chick's
tell my
face.
face. Oh, my God. Willie.
Yeah, for anybody
really sorry,
that's
Chick.
unable to see this, like Chick looks like a guy at the Army Navy store that tries to upsell you on something really scary. Like if you really want to do some damage.
Yeah,
Would you like camo pants?
For all we know, that's Alan Alda.
There he is.
Good-looking picture of Chick.
Yes, very handsome.
I like it because you can't tell if he's laughing or crying.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the bigger question, guys, is what is Willie doing with these pictures at night?
I take them home and I do my own little pretend podcast called Willie, Chick, and Christie's Fun Hour.
All right.
Oh, I'd be up for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now, when you get your picture taken, you got to glow up.
Yeah, you sure do. Yeah.
Look at you.
You are
showing off.
Do I get any credit for using
You
it?
just got a bunch of credit, yeah.
For those of you not
used it
watching
correctly,
on YouTube, you should have seen Tom look around the room for praise.
Yeah,
Did you see
he
him?
was very proud of himself.
I did see
Hey,
that.
look, buddy,
should be.
you want to pull up?
Oh, he's going after you, Chick.
That's two from last.
I think-
two from last week.
I
Al,
think
aren't you?
someone took
Yes.
notes.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
we'd had a rough couple of weeks, Chicky, and I think Tom, and let's be honest, Chick, do not complain because it's not my man 50 grand. And we've
Oh,
almost
that's true.
retired that
That's
one.
true enough, yeah.
He's bringing some new blood in, and I like it.
I have not retired my man 50 grand.
You haven't?
Oh, no, he hasn't.
Oh.
I present it with a certain aplomb.
He doesn't retire anything. See,
You would
Cary,
say, if you met Barack Obama, you would say it to him.
my man, 50 grand.
I've spoken with the former president.
That's right, yes, but yeah, if he walked in now, you would have to slip in my man 50 grand. You wouldn't be able to help yourself.
Well, I would need help after I was beaten by the Secret Service, who he still is accompanying him. No, I'm a little unclear. I think I got those first. Did I get those right, Al?
You nailed them, and I have some phrases for you this week because it seems like you're more of a phrase heavy guy. I feel like if I give you a phrase, you can kind of put that into your lexicon a little bit easier. So I got some phrases for you, Tom.
I'm very excited. What do we have?
All right, let's do it, Tom. When would you use the phrase "That ain't it, Chief"? It's one of my favorite phrases of the 2020s.
I can tell you.
Is that referencing a specific movie?
No.
Not that I know of. No.
That ain't it, Chief.
You can also.
I thought that's not from. I was thinking it might be from the Jack Nicholson film "One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest."
I'm sure that's
Chief
exactly
is in the movie,
what
but,
he's referencing.
And everybody's watching One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest now, so I can see why you
I think it's a classic.
Yeah, it is responsible for a lot of our popular phrases. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
All the kids are talking about it, Willie.
Is Cary Grant star in that?
No, but Chick McGee quotes it all the time.
I do?
You always go, gotta watch the series.
You have said it, but
you say it in sports at least once every 2 months.
What?
That seems a little.
Anyway, please continue before my fake anger turns into real anger. Can we please go?
Okay, so give it to me again.
Does it involve the butt?
That's what I just thought.
That's a great. No. You just say.
Is this song
Just
part
the
of it?
phrase-
Is this part of a hip hop song? That ain't it, Chief?
No, you would probably. I see it in Willie. You're younger than me, obviously. I see it more on the internet when somebody posts something.
Yeah, you will see it in a comment section when someone is making a claim of sorts, maybe.
Oh, so it's to say you're wrong.
Yeah, to a certain extent. I mean, I'll go back to Al here.
Yeah, no, you're right. Like I would say you're wrong, or just like you're way off. Like this ain't it. You know,
ain't it, Chief.
That ain't it, Chief. So just like if somebody says something like, well, the coronavirus, I mean, really, if you think about it, it's been great for America. And then you just go, you would respond with like, this ain't it, Chief. I understand you're trying to have a hot take, but this ain't it.
Now, when I posted that, all I meant was
A conversation started.
Right.
Now, Al, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but in the early days of my radio career, I was known as the Chief.
Yes.
True enough.
That's kind of a cool nickname.
Yeah.
You got to run things to have that nickname.
Really?
I'm late too much to
Have you ever had a nickname?
Just Alvin was my nickname in high school, which is random.
That's not your real name, though.
No, my full name is Albert, and the way it it came about is one of my good friends that I'm still in a group thread with today. So that was 25 years I've known this guy. And for like senior year, somebody called me Albert, and he was like, no, his name's Alvin, and like had to be shown my driver's license. So one of my good friends didn't know my real name for about 4 years. So then my nickname was just Alvin for about the next 10. So that's where Alvin comes from. But that wasn't it, Chief.
You never had like some hip street name?
Hip street
Nah.
name?
What are you looking for here?
What are you looking
He's like, come on. Nobody ever called you a feather in the cap,
Just
Chief?
tell him Superfly so we can get out of this, okay? Jesus.
No one ever called you big shoes,
Just
Jackson?
say that
Come on.
everybody called you chocolate fountain.
Well,
You
we-
gotta shut up.
We called you
The day ain't over yet.
Sweet Face.
See, that's right. We called you Sweet Face.
We called
Face
you
is
Sweet Face
definitely
for a
the
while.
coolest nickname I've ever had in my
Yeah.
life, without a doubt. It's
Sweet
just
Face
a cool
is good.
nickname.
Yeah, it
That
is
chick
cool.
gave you that. That's a great name.
Sweet Face.
Sports, there are a lot of pretty cool nicknames.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And some of them that really stick.
Yeah.
So that'd be nice. Have you ever wanted when you started in your career as a stand-up comedian, did you immediately decide that you were going to go with Al Jackson? Or did you contemplate having a
It's interesting for black artists, because whether you're a comic or a rapper, some guys go with just their regular name. They're rappers that, like, I remember the first guy that used his regular name was like Mike Jones. That's just his name. He's a rapper named Mike Jones.
I was doing a Mike Jones joke.
Oh, what an old man I am. And and then some black comedians they might go with the nickname like Earthquake, and then other guys just go with Dave Chappelle. So it's just kind of like your decision. But yeah, it's
Did you ever?
Like I should have that decision too.
Did you ever contemplate that?
No, I didn't, because I think whatever you go by, you got to stick with that forever.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't feel like being like Lil Wayne is like 45 now.
We've had this discussion many times. Stevie Wonder was the one that was able to drop it.
Yeah, Lil Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
Little Stevie Wonder.
He did.
Yeah, he was Little Stevie Wonder.
That'd be a good exercise to go through and see who kind of dropped. Because I know the rapper Lil Bow Wow, he dropped he's just Bow Wow now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when he came out, he was Lil Bow Wow.
What about Lil Romeo?
He might just be Romeo now.
Really?
I think guys kind of age out the Lil. I think they just start telling their PR team, like, hey, cut that out for me.
Tom has a philosophy about Lils, don't you, Tommy?
If I see that in the name, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, you don't like the Lil. Yeah.
I did.
What about Lil Orphananny?
Lil Wayne?
I never liked Little Orphananny. I am sorry.
You don't have to be sorry. I don't think it was particularly...
never thought it was interesting or funny.
Circles for eyes.
If it wasn't
that was off-putting.
other than the song Tomorrow, I don't...
Sure, yeah. I mean,
I don't
musical has its place,
okay, Al. So,
sort of, yeah.
Somebody's got to be Chocolate Fountain, okay?
I hope there's a chocolate fountain.
We
got
to make that happen.
Okay.
I can still be Chocolate Fountain. There's time.
That ain't it, Chief.
Look at that. You see, he sat up in his chair. He was really proud of that one. That was good.
Thank you very much. Give me another one, Al.
All right, Tom. With that last comment, you're really you're doing the most. What does that mean?
Doing the most? That means
doing the most.
I would assume that means that you're doing a good job. No?
Not really. You're close, but like Willie, you see the face Willie made? It wasn't really quite it. Doing the most. Like, it's not, I'll just give you a hint. It's not bad, but it's not great.
You're doing as good as you can?
I've heard it along with the phrase like, hey, do less. Like, you're trying too hard. Do less.
You're trying too hard. That's exactly, if you just came in every day, just dressed extra and just trying to, everybody be like, hey, dude, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Stop trying to impress the boss. Like, stop, get a cup of coffee. You're doing the most right now. Like,
gotcha.
you're just doing too much. And it's like when everybody doesn't like that one person trying to overdo it and outshine everybody all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You hated that kid in school. It's that one. Is there extra credit on this kid?
Oh, yeah, that guy. I thought we were going to have a test today, teacher.
Yes.
Yeah, the other way I think of it is like a comedian in the green room, and he's like talking to you, and then he gets on stage. You go, "Oh, you were doing your act on me in the green room. You're doing the most," like that kind of thing. You know?
Oh, okay. Well,
that is a cardinal sin. Like every comic that's had that done to them, you're like, oh, you're not a real person, because especially when they act like it's regular conversation, like, yeah, let me tell you about my aunt, and then you have a real conversation, and they go out and do a bit of. I'm like, oh,
I hate it. I was at the grocery store the other day, and this happened. I got one of those shopping carts with a wacky wheel. You know what I mean? I was trying to push it. Yeah. And
I love these talks with Josh. Yeah, go on.
I mean, why don't they get rid of those?
Oh man, that's funny. I've been there. That happened to me.
Wow.
Remember you took that flight? Remember the flight you took?
How about that food, huh?
Al, this is great. Now, can we do one more?
We got one more, and I think you're really going to like this one, Tom, because this involves a little role play, and not the kind we do when we're off air.
Oh.
All right, Tom. You and I are looking at my brand new car.
Right.
Oh, my.
And I say, I really, paid a little extra for it. I got it, so it's really sad, and it looks like it's ducking.
Oh,
what is it? What's going on with my car?
Is SAD an acronym?
No.
Okay. There goes that idea. It's really sad.
And it's ducking.
Ducking. Wow. Boy, you got me. Anybody? Christy, you're the car person. Paid a little extra. This car is sad and it's ducking.
This could sound dumb. Does it mean you need to spend too much money in the shop and there's going to be a big bill? A bill, duck? Is that?
No. Oh, no. That's a good one. But no. Yeah. No, we're looking at my car.
Yeah.
You're looking at my brand new car. It's a nice one. I'm like, I paid a little extra and it's ducking. Looks like it's depressed.
Ducking.
I don't know. I'm
lost here, Al.
I'm trying to think of duck trivia now. I don't know.
All right. What happens when you're depressed? You're what? Starts with a D.
down.
So what are you? What's going on with the?
So would that be goosing?
Is it like a lowrider?
No, not a lowrider. You got the top cut off. You got a.
Oh.
Yes.
Ducking your head?
Took the top off.
No, you took the top off.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's ducking. Oh, we're all wrong.
I was thinking
great.
duck, duck, goose.
Hey, say what you want. It's great game. Great game. Because you're going duck, duck, and then goose.
It surprises you every time.
It's amazing, yeah.
So it has to be a convertible then.
Yeah, so it's a convertible. So I paid extra and I got the convertible. So yeah, you just be like, I paid
I prefer to use the term that Babe Ruth used, of
What was
course,
that?
a breezer.
Yes.
Oh, I could see that being so old that it makes a comeback. Like if a rapper used that.
I agree.
Yeah.
I keep hoping for that to happen now.
That's a really good, they don't really go back and grab a lot of Babe Ruth lingo, but you never know. The world's a crazy place now.
All those broads, they'll pick up on it.
There's a classic.
Everybody say that ain't it, Chief.
That ain't it, Chief. Tom is getting good at this.
Yes.
Ducking. I would never have gotten that one.
Me either.
Yeah,
That's good.
Now, your new car's not a convertible, is it, Al?
No, but you know what? I have a Challenger that I love, and I'm thinking, because I'm here in Denver, I'm eventually going to have to get an SUV, and maybe I don't know Christy, you're a car human being. What does it cost to convert like a regular car to a convertible?
You know what? I have a friend who actually did that. He had one of the Hellcats, and he wanted a convertible, and it didn't come in a convertible, so he had it done. He had that. And you go to a car show with him, and everyone's looking at it.
Yeah, what you want to do, Al, is trade your car in and get a convertible store-bought.
I would think.
No, it turned out really well.
Well, yeah, but how much was it?
I don't know how much it was, but it was awesome.
Okay, now I swear to God this is true. Do you know what a Sawzall is?
Yes.
There's sort of an industrial version of that.
Mm-hmm.
A friend of mine in Michigan took a very ordinary sedan and basically a Sawzall, cut the top off.
Are you kidding me?
I'm totally serious.
Wow.
And then he put those, what do you call those things? They're like the snap-on, those metal
grommets?
Grommet
Yes.
things. And it was
word.
It was like it was like a boat.
Oh, and you'd snap the top
You'd
on?
snap the top on, but you couldn't ever drive it.
Did he have a windshield?
Yeah, he just had a windshield and then he took the top off. And then when he'd park it outside, he'd put basically the canvas over it.
Oh my God.
Oh, it was great.
That is great.
That's kind of cool.
Paul, good job. It was super cool.
Wow.
Yeah, so if you were out somewhere and it started raining, you were SOL.
Yeah, I bet.
And you'd say, that ain't it, Chief.
I'm sorry, Tom. I know we got to wrap up, but I feel like you guys have been around each other so long that you don't even notice when somebody does something amazing. Tom was searching for a word, and out of nowhere, Josh just goes, grommets. Tom goes, yeah. Who has that word on deck this early in the morning? That was amazing.
Well,
how'd you know that?
Yeah, I've gotten 12 things wrong before that, so. And I'm probably going to get windbags saying that those aren't technically grommets.
Yeah, who knows? You know what I'm talking about? Those snappy things.
Right.
Yeah.
If you've got a, it was basically a boat cover.
Yeah.
But you could do a homemade convertible.
You could, but I don't recommend that.
Yeah, no, Al, you traded in for a convertible.
No, you can. Well,
he's not necessarily saying he wants one.
Okay.
I kind of do, especially if it's not my main car and it would just be a Sunday afternoon ride around with the windows down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I just don't know what that would cost. Christy, I know that you're the car.
I think we're talking about a Jeep with the rag top. That's what I think we're talking about here.
Well, you could do that. Well, he likes his Challenger, though.
Yeah, that's what
I love my baby.
Do you have a 2-car garage?
I don't. My girl keeps her car outside where it should be.
Oh, this is a debate here. Al, we got to go. Al Jackson is on the Daily Blast.
That's
that is
right.
it, Chief.
Yeah. That's right.
How'd you like that?
Yeah.
How'd you like that variation? And Al, you are looking extra handsome today.
Thanks.
You
man. I love
always are
guys.
handsome.
Oh, don't
Christy, don't start none.
Feed them compliments. Thanks very much. We're coming right back. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
This is the Bob and Tom Show. Tell us what you think. Call 888-BOB-TOM-1. More of the Bob and Tom Show next.
Hey, this is comedian Ron White, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, Mark Alice here with you. Coming up later this morning on Bob and Tom, it's singer-songwriter McAnally. Of course, you may have heard of him from the Jimmy Buffett Coral Reefer Band. We'll catch up with Mac. If you want to know more, I'm going to say this once. www.macmcanally.com/about. That's MacMcanally. MacAnally.com/about for more information on our upcoming guest singer-songwriter McAnally on the way on a Thursday.
I'm Chick McGee with your Bob and Tom Sports Update. The Big 12 Conference is moving ahead with plans to play college football and other fall sports, joining the ACC and SEC conferences in taking the field amid the pandemic. The Big 12 Board of Directors approved a plan to begin fall sports after September 1st, after the Big 10 and Pac-12 announced they would not play this fall. Major League Baseball interleague winners last night: the Cubs, Minnesota, Kansas City, Baltimore, Houston, the Yankees, and Miami. American League winners: the White Sox, Oakland, Tampa Bay, and Texas. And the National League winners: Arizona, the Mets, and the Dodgers. And once again, the St. Louis game against Pittsburgh postponed due to the virus. NBA winners last night: Indiana, Toronto, Oklahoma City, and the Los Angeles Clippers. WNBA winners: Connecticut, Chicago, and Seattle. And on the ice last night in 2 overtimes, Boston beat Carolina 4-3. The Isles over the Washington Capitals. Colorado beat Arizona. Philly and Vancouver also win. I'm Chick McGee, and that's your Bob and Tom Sports Update.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
My God, why does anyone want to celebrate sharks, the a-holes of the sea? You want to learn more about these fascinating creatures? Well, here's some shark trivia for you. Do you know that despite their name, a hammerhead can't drive a nail into a board to save its life?
Really?
Yeah, Tom, do you know what smells like a ground-up surfer and the license plate? eat?
I don't know.
A shark fart.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Bob and Tom.
For your information, these are two of the worst kids I have ever encountered in my life, and I worked the state fair.
We were stupid before stupid was cool.
Hello and welcome to Larry King Live. Well, for years, he was one of the most powerful rodents in Hollywood and a former co-worker of mine. Joining me in the studio is the water skiing squirrel from the CNN News promos. Man, I don't think I've seen you since you left after that salary dispute.
Yeah, I went all David Caruso on the network. I stormed into an executive meeting and demanded more nuts or I walk. Next thing I know, CNN dumps me. Then my life kind of spins out of control from there.
Yeah, so times were tough for you then, huh?
Well, I was practicing a stunt for an Adam Sandler movie, and I blew out my ACL. I spent 18 months just learning to scamper again.
Wow.
It was another year before I could strap on the skis.
Wow.
That's a lifetime in this business. I was washed up. The only work I get anymore is at boat shows. Last week, I opened for Russell Johnson, the professor from Gilligan's Island. The Professor Larry.
Man, that's rough. I remember when you, me, Wolf Blitzer, Bernie Shaw, Judy Woodruff, remember when we used to limo around to all the strip clubs after work on Friday night? Wow.
Those were some wild times. Did you know that Judy and I used to have a little thing?
No kidding.
Yeah, sometimes she would come over to my place because she liked to play with my nuts.
Wow. I thought she just used that line on me.
So, what do you say, Larry? Can you help me get my old job back at CNN?
Well, I don't know. The budget's pretty tight, man. We just hired Connie Chung.
Does she water ski? Or parasail, which is something new I added to the act.
Look, I just can't promise anything.
Come on, Larry. Help a brother out. I haven't had a nut in 3 days.
I'm sorry, man. There's nothing I can do.
All right, then. I know where there's a couple of nuts I can help myself to.
Hey, what do you do? Don't go there. Stop it. Oh, yikes. Yowz. Oh, ye gods, man. Easy on the sack. Ow.
Promise you'll help, or I'll slit it open and bury him in the park. You'll never see him again.
All right, I promise. Holy crap. I'll be dipping the Hardy Boys in a warm Bactine bath tonight. Yo! Well, this is Larry King Live. Damn you. Come here, you little furry son of a...
Hello, this is comedian John Evans. Padoom, 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 and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Can I just say that I really love doing this program?
Oh, thank you.
You know, as a comedian, this is like such a fun. It's actually entertaining and fun to do it. You know, and as a comedian, you do a lot of shows, and like I did a radio.
I'm starting to hear his voice in my sleep. 8:47 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show. Here he is.
Chicky. Chicky.
Get your hand away from that.
You're going to go blind.
Can I do it till I get glasses?
I said none of those things. Coming up, your shots at more money, so pay close attention.
Take a shot.
You know something? Have we heard the Ace Cosby?
Yeah, we heard it. You forget.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Chick, Josh. Did we bring any Vaseline?
No.
You're
all kinds of stuff over here.
Harmonica.
All can meet a wastebasket after today's show. Let's see. Willie G, Christy Lee. This is Tom. There's Patty G. Now, we got to get back to some news with Christy Lee in the Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom.
A Tennessee woman received her new driver's license featuring a photo of not her, but an empty chair. After renewing her license online, Jade Dodd received her new ID card to find that it did not have her picture on it. They mail these to you.
Josh, we have the beginning of our movie.
Yes. Yep.
That's exactly right.
That's when she found out she's been dead for 10 years.
Yes.
Yep. And she goes into the wash her hands at a public restroom and it doesn't recognize.
Right.
So she's a vampire.
The motion detector.
Okay. We can go that route.
Vampire. I don't know.
I didn't know I was a vampire until I got my driver's license.
So much for our movie.
Todd said the employee at the DMV did not really believe her when she asked to have her license fixed. That is, until the employee looked up Dodd's file and contacted her manager. The Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security told WKRN-TV,
where news comes first,
that the photo was taken accidentally.
WKRN TV?
I was thinking Crunt.
Yeah, easy, Tiger.
KRNT.
KRN.
Willie has something to say.
KRN.
No, WKRN
TV. Oh, I thought you said KRN TV. Like it was.
Now everybody will say, there goes the kid whose father is a
See, that's because you wanted to hear something dirty when it really wasn't there.
Honestly, I was trading signals with Mr. Godwin.
That's helpful.
Paying attention.
So I'm sorry. So this lady, instead of she gets her driver's license online, and instead of inserting the proper picture, they put a picture of a chair.
Yes. In addition to going viral, Dodd said the mistake has provided some levity at her work, adding, quote, my boss thinks it's funnier than anyone. I was at work Friday, and he pointed to a chair outside of his office door and was like, oh, I thought this was you. I waved at it all morning.
Now, Pat, I believe we have a song here. Is that correct?
DMV is fine, you may wait in line some of the time. But the mood is sort of tense. The folks mean well, sometimes it's hell. And you know their system doesn't make much sense. Well, I'm Chicago born and raised, but nowadays, I'm living in the South. Tennessee's fine, it's my new home. I took a written test, a person has to drive. I am licensed. Took a photo, combed my hair. I get my license in the mail. It's a picture of a chair. I am, said who was the silly fool who took a photo of a person who wasn't there, leaving me unlicensed still.
Thank you, Neil.
That was so heartfelt.
That was almost too good to laugh at.
No.
That is on my list of songs that have semi-terrible lyrics that I love anyway.
I said.
I genuinely love that song.
So do I.
Because, I mean, the lyrics, it's so good, then it's not even the chair.
Oh, I love that. I love it.
That's the best you can come up with, Neil? Come on. Spend 5 minutes.
He's leaving it in.
Yeah, that's the thing. That is such a great song. But thank you. So
couldn't he have just repeated "no one there" instead of the chair?
The chair.
There's no one there.
Not even the chair.
No, that's how solitary it is. Not even the chair.
Not even the chair's there.
Not even an inanimate object can he get anything.
Why did he have to choose the chair, though?
Because it rhymes with that.
Not even the desk.
You know how this works. It's
Schiffer robe didn't rhyme.
He could have had a pet rabbit and come. Not even my hair. He probably. I don't know. I don't know.
But anything is better than America.
Oh, I love that too.
I told you there was a car deal.
I've got no one for to give
the
me.
band America. We thought you meant coming to America.
Oh, no, I like that. Oh, I like that. No, that.
Very well around the world.
America has the best songs with the worst lyrics, I think, of any band.
I love America.
Yep.
Oh, Willie's mic is on.
Willie's mic's off face.
Is that Neil Young or Neil Diamond?
Neil Diamond.
Diamond, okay.
It's a different. Neil Young tends to be a little more up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Neil Diamond is more
down here.
I am, I said.
Holly, holy here.
Oh, I love it all. Love it all. They can do no wrong in my book.
Really?
Yep.
So the story is this. So the story is this lady goes to get her driver's license and
She gets it in the mail, and it's just a picture of a chair. Yeah.
Tries to get in someplace, shows her ID. Wow, you've gained a lot of weight since they took this. I can't even see you in this picture.
That has to be silly. That has to be a satisfying week, though, of having something against the DMV. Everybody, you're never going to believe this, and then you got to show it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my last trip to the DMV, they could not have been nicer. I brought all of the wrong papers in, all of them. Wrong car. Lady goes, "Oh, we can fix this." Boom. 10 minutes later,
that's
out
a
the
shock.
door.
I mean, that really
is a shock.
I was like, I thought she was going to go, "Look, you moron, that's not the car that you're trying to get a plate for." And I'm really sorry. She goes, "We can fix this." She was the best.
Because remember, you have had a time where you've gone back 3 or 4 different
Yeah, you went with
times.
me and they sent you packing. You were missing your social security
No, that's
card.
because I was trying to
Sometimes
get
the company you keep.
You've got to get that. You've got to get those new. When are those due? You have to get the new driver's license.
I thought it was October with the star on
I
it.
think they moved it.
Yeah, they extended that. I'm pretty sure my buddy, I mean, check your state, but my buddy was in Illinois and he had to renew his, and he doesn't even have to renew his license for another couple months.
No, that's right.
Yeah, but if you want the star,
But state by state, obviously.
My license has a star on it. It's a picture of me.
Oh, Hollywood Arnold.
Thank you kindly.
Yes,
That's right.
yes. I hear you get an extra porno when you.
That's right.
Go to the video store. Now, that's what you should do. Can you see that? 40 years from now, Josh is retired and
Porno store?
He just for the sake of old times. I started my own porno store. CDs, we got the videos, got the VHS.
You know, there are some people
classic stuff.
who do that. They'll make a miniature town in their backyard or whatever.
They sure will.
That's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
It used to
Yeah.
be baseball parks, probably, or
Yeah.
something, but maybe,
Yeah.
maybe their favorite
Porn store.
set, maybe.
Your own little porn store.
The doctor's office from Deep Throat, maybe?
Yeah, I used to.
Was Spanky's the name of your video, sir?
Yeah, that was one of them. Yeah, at first it was award video.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you had to get a lifetime membership for $1, and you had to show that membership card every time you.
For the naughty movie.
It was like one of those. That's a horse of a different colored doors opened up, and you had to show them, and then they would buzz you in, and you'd go in. And,
Well, that's a horse of a different color.
yeah.
That's humiliating.
It was rough. Yeah.
You really got to want it.
say so?
And it was right next to a busy highway, so I'd have to walk. Like, I would get out of my car, and all these cars are driving by. I'm like, oh, man, this is... But you did what you had to do, Tom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever have
Get the job done.
Like your friend's parents go, "Hey, Josh, I saw you in the apartment of in the parking lot rather of whatever it was."
Award video?
Award
Yeah.
video.
Oh, the worst was the Spankies were right next to an Enterprise rent-a-car, and they were always washing the cars outside. And then they would just look up and see you walking in.
Oh, well. We're coming right back. Coming up, we've got Lawnmower DUI, Swamp Rats, and we're going to talk with the great musician, McAnally. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
This is the Bob and Tom Show. Chime in with an email. Send to bobandtom@bobandtom.com. More of the Bob and Tom Show next.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, treat yourself to a Bob and Tom VIP membership at bobandtom.com/VIP. It includes the live 7-camera video stream of the show each and every morning. Jeff Oskey taking care of that for us. The Bob and Tom Show also commercial-free and on-demand with our daily podcast, when you remember, and the Bob and Tom Archives, the complete album library, a wormhole you can't get out of. Check it out now. If you're a huge fan or you know someone who is, it makes a great gift. And remember, remember, the holiday's right around the corner. Check it out now at bobandtom.com/VIP.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union News Desk. If you're counting on emergency coronavirus aid from Washington, you may have to wait until fall. Negotiations over a new coronavirus aid package have all but ended. The White House and Congress are far apart on the size, scope, and approach on relief for households, schools, and a national strategy to contain the virus. The president's top negotiator, Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin, tried to revive stalled talks Wednesday, but House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer dismissed what they call an overture, saying the Trump administration is still refusing to meet them halfway. The government says an Ohio man has pleaded guilty to buying a tiger skin rug. Ryan Gibbs of Cincinnati bought a rug in 2019 for $3,000. The seller was actually an undercover U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service agent. The rug had been confiscated from a previous investigation. Gibbs of Cincinnati pleaded guilty Wednesday to one misdemeanor count of violating the endangered species law. And officers captured a wayward emu that was running through the streets of a New Jersey city. A woman spotted the long-legged bird Tuesday morning in a residential neighborhood near Patterson's border with Todd. Animal control officers managed to snare the emu, which is about 4 feet tall. He was placed in a large animal cart, taken to a shelter. Officials arranged for the emu to be examined by a veterinarian. They're not sure whether the bird escaped from a farm or was out in the wild. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
He says there is something about drinking iced sun-brewed tea from a mason jar that you just can't beat. There was P.S. Been listening to your show since the 3rd grade because I had a cool dad.
This windbag says, tell Josh, we jar drinkers don't have Wi-Fi at the train yard, which is what I was inquiring about yesterday.
Yes.
Hobos. We go to the public library until they make us leave.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Morning laughter just might be the best medicine.
I can hear you, oh no. You're talking out your ass again.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Went to a place that served exotic dishes like elk and wild boar. I heard it was delicious, but one thing I ate made me sick. It's so sad to see good beaver gone bad. Good beaver gone bad. It was tough and dry. I took a whiff and almost fainted. The pink it turned brown and it tastes kind of tainted. You take your chances eating out. I should have had the trout. Good beaver gone bad. Good beaver gone bad. You want it fresh, don't let it spoil rotten. Or leave it hanging round where it's forgotten. Better eat it while it's hot, 'cause pretty soon it's not. Yeah, a good beaver goes bad. Her love is dried up. It once was so delicious. She's cruel and she's cold now, vile and vicious. She was up to no good while she gnawed on the wood. Good beaver gone bad. Good beaver, good beaver, good beaver gone bad.
5, it's the Bob and Tom Show.
Quick forecast from Miss Christy Lee.
Q95, Fox 59 weather brought to you by CarX Man. Sunshine today, a few clouds this afternoon, high 86. Clouding up tonight, down to 68. Tomorrow, overcast with a stray shower possible and a high of 85. 68 currently.
Josh, what's happening over there?
Well, UFC 252 is happening this Saturday, and there's no better place to bet the action than on FanDuel Sportsbook. Right now, new users sign up with my code WFBQ and get exclusive 25-1 odds on Cormier versus Miocic to win their title fight at UFC 252. Pick either fighter to win, then bet just $5 for a chance to win $125. That's right. FanDuel will pay you out in as little as 24 hours, making them America's #1 sports betting site. Right now, my promo code WFBQ to claim your exclusive 25-1 odds on Cormier versus Miocic at UFC 252. That's promo code WFBQ. You must be 21 and present in Indiana. New users only. Maximum bonus $125. Minimum $10 first deposit required. Restrictions apply. Go to sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Boom. Nice. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Great to be here with Ace and Chick. I'm Tom. That's Josh. That's Willie. That's Patty G. And then Christy Lee's right over there. Glad to be here on this, the 13th of August, 2020. Confusion continues. We'll continue to do it because, of course, if you're looking for clarity and looking for definitive answers to your more serious questions about life, remember, our mission statement is... Okay, there we go. We've solved everybody's problems right now. I'll tell you what, I think the best way to solve problems, though, is with Ace Cosby.
Yes.
Ace Cosby joke of the day, ladies and gentlemen. This is where you're going to find you're going to find the truth if you're listening right now.
Normally, I don't do jokes.
Okay.
Today,
certainly not.
Okay.
No, you don't have to tell us.
I'm going to stray from my totally original content.
Okay.
To tell a joke, because Christopher from our staff, it's his birthday, and he gave me a joke calendar. So.
Oh, okay.
Christopher, thank you.
So,
Christopher.
Why were all the ink spots crying?
Why?
Their father was in the pen.
Naturally, they'd be upset.
That's not bad.
It's a pen and ink joke.
I liked it, yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, you don't hear a lot of good ink material.
No. And happy birthday to Christopher.
Yes.
A treat.
Oh.
Hello, Bob and Tom Show.
This is Dick Hitzwater sitting in for Biff Roast. And this is some other
Biff
news.
roast. What?
Biff roast. As instead of beef roast?
Beef
Is that
roast.
what you're trying to...
You heard me.
I gave a list.
I know, I did too. I don't know what happened to him.
I'm just glad it's not
Scientists have discovered a frog species in Brazil's Atlantic rainforest that practices harem polygamy. The discovery, described Wednesday in the journal Science Advances, marks the first time biologists have observed a male frog offering his companionship and loyalty to two females during a breeding session. They named the frog species Crosby, Stills, and Nash, because if they can't be with the one they love, they love the one they're with.
Oh, all right.
Great Stephen Stills, too.
Thank you. And in travel news, the mother of a baby born on an airplane that was taking her to a hospital in Anchorage has named her son Sky because of his unique birth experience. Crystal Hicks gave birth to Sky Aaron Hicks on August 5th around 1 a.m. after boarding a plane to be flown from the small community of Glen Allen to a hospital. His older brother, Turbulence Hicks, can't wait to meet him.
I bet.
And finally, kids can now purchase online clothing for their video game avatars. Beware, parents. The clothing, although not real, can still be quite expensive. Just last week, my 5-year-old daughter, Jessica, was forced to file for Chapter 11. Even worse, the bank foreclosed on her Barbie dream house.
Oh, it's a shame.
That'll teach her a lesson.
Yeah, live and learn, sweetheart. This is Dick Hitzwater sitting in for Biff Roast, and this has been Some Other News.
Is Roast even a last name?
No.
Biff is barely a first name.
I have a friend named Biff.
What about Biff Tips? Does that work?
Biff Tips, yes.
I like Biff Tips.
Maybe Biff Tibbs.
Tips spelled with 2 P's.
They call me Mr. Tips.
Yeah, I had I was researching something and about birds.
Were you?
No, he wasn't.
Doing
This
research,
is a total lie.
Doing research, you said.
No, I was doing this morning on the internet. And, there is a bird
Yes.
called a titmouse.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you know that there's another bird that has part of that name in their name?
Well, I didn't.
Yeah, I'm not sure I can even say it on the radio.
Is it the blue-footed booby? Is that what you're talking
There
about?
is a booby, yeah.
Yeah, no, that would be it's referencing that same part of the so-called titmouse.
Yeah, okay.
I'll have to run it by the authorities.
In 6th grade, I did a Spanish class presentation on the blue-footed booby, and I had to learn how to say it in Spanish. And the teacher just goes, "Are you doing it because you like the burb, or do you just want to learn how to say booby in Spanish?"
Yeah, how do you say booby in Spanish?
What is
So
it?
there's another.
It's Chi-Chi.
There's another bird with half of titmouse in it. Is it vagina mouse?
Wait a minute.
Yes,
so,
it is.
So you did
Wait a
this
minute.
whole thing, and now you're not going to tell us.
So it's got the word in it?
Yeah.
Wait, you said you did this morning. So when you yell at Josh for not getting here early enough, is this what the research he should be doing?
Yes.
Googling the titmouse?
Yeah, well, and there's another bird it's about the long. It'd be part of. Yeah, I really can't.
Like a
describe.
woodpecker?
No. That'd be. It's
all right.
It's not a woodpecker. So I'll do some more research and let you know what it is. Coming up. In the meantime, Christy, what have you got over there?
Can you imagine?
God, if we did something like that, he'd kick us out of the studio. Then they start talking about a story and they didn't finish it.
And see, now he's going to look for it, so he's not going to pay attention to what we're saying.
He's out for the next 10 minutes. Yeah, well, he's looking up titmouse.
No.
This is our life.
No, this is different than the titmouse.
What?
It's a different bird than a titmouse.
What is wrong with you? Why would you look that up?
Because I was looking up silly words.
Is it stroke time?
and fun
Is
names
it
of
stroke
birds.
time? I think it might be stroke time.
Fun names of birds.
Speaking of fun, when you think of fun, you think of toys if you're a kid, correct?
Well, of course. Yeah.
The newest Fisher-Price toys let kids play along with their parents who, as part of the coronavirus pandemic, are working from home and doing other stay-at-home activities. The new play sets lets kids play like they are also working from home, exercising in the house, and spending more time in the kitchen, just like mom and dad.
So in other words, the toy is just stuff they've got at home.
Well, this new My Home Office set, available for $24.99 pre-order, comes with a toy laptop with changeable fabric apps for the screen, a toy smartphone headset, and coffee cup.
Oh, kids are going to love this.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got. Where do you
course.
get this? This sounds perfect for
Yeah.
me. Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Get to act like they're adults.
Come with baggy sweatpants.
Yes, yeah.
So they can pretend they're working at home.
Yes.
And what is it Willie said earlier? That the kids have to stand up now when they're doing
Pant check.
homeschooling for the pant check.
There's no way they're going to be able to get away with it.
No, they're
they
not.
can't do it. They can't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to have kids wearing sunglasses, weird hats.
Well, I saw really smart things. Like, you know how if you're away from your Zoom, there can be a thing where it'll say disconnecting.
Yeah.
Like it's trying to reconnect to the internet. I saw one kid online made his name reconnecting, so it looked like he was having internet issues. Right?
Oh.
I mean, there's going to be a lot of smart kids kind of figuring out their way around this. I mean, hopefully these kids can learn a thing or two while they do this.
Hopefully.
Oh, I figured if can't they make a video of themselves sitting in the chair?
Oh, and just have it looped?
Have it looped.
There you go.
I think
What if they ask him a question?
Well, maybe they had set it up so that if they get asked a question, it suddenly goes
Disconnects.
into static. I have a question, by the way. Why now, every time they show photographs on the news now, they're blurring out everybody's face? What
There
is
must
that?
have been a
Libel.
lawsuit somewhere.
Yeah.
What is going on?
Liability laws.
If you're out on the streets, isn't it legit to just take a picture and?
Not always.
It's becoming pretty annoying now.
Out on the streets, I know that if there's a place that has a lot of AA meetings, they have to blur out everybody that's in that area.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, anonymous. Unlike you do, when you find out about it, you announce their name. Say hello to them.
Right outside that bar, the 13th step.
Well, that's a good place.
I just don't understand why, if you're doing a stand-up on television by yourself in the middle of nowhere, you have to wear a mask.
Yeah,
I don't get that.
I think it's just to kind of make it look regular to see people wearing a mask.
Optics, if you will.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. If you're alone in the middle of the street, I don't think you need to be wearing one. But I think it's maybe just some of these companies trying to just show people, like, you're not a dummy.
responsible.
Yeah, but they need to mic them better.
Because it's hard to understand.
There's one guy on NBC, every time they cut to him, it's like, okay, I'm not going to be able to understand a word he's saying.
Yeah.
He's completely muffled.
Yeah. I
Talk to
agree.
the sound guys at NBC about that.
Yeah, someone needs to put a lavalier mic right there underneath
That
the
would be
mask.
hard to do. That would be really weird and hard to do. Wait, tape it to your face?
A Broadway mic.
That's it. Pat, that's no joke. Yeah, those ones.
Right, those little like Janet Jackson headset
Hamilton
deals.
mics.
The ones like the ones that come through their hair.
I explained that to Finley, and she was so
This is your little
enthralled by
sister?
it. Yes, she did not understand because you can barely see the microphone coming through their hair. She thought it was the coolest thing in the whole world.
Yeah, and those are great. They really work. And I did read an article yesterday that they're not releasing the numbers, but apparently the ratings for Hamilton on Disney Plus are unbelievable.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah,
I bet.
They're so good. Now we have a couple cool things coming up. We're going to talk with a great artist, McAnally. If you're a big Jimmy Buffett fan, you know that Mac is one of his very fine guitarists, great songwriter and singer. We're going to talk with Mac in just a few minutes. Looking forward to that. Also coming up, we have swamp rats in the news.
Yeah, I'm interested in this one. What the hell?
Yeah, they're really gross looking, and they're taking over a nice public space somewhere. We'll find out about that all when we come back. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hi, this is Greg Warren, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Rolling through a Thursday morning. Good morning. I'm Mark Allison. Hope you're having a great day. And thanks so much for being here with the Bob and Tom Show. Al Jackson and McAnally on a Thursday right here on Bob and Tom 24/7. And don't forget, after our show, it's Bob and Tom's Work Farce, hosted by Ace Cosby, on the way at 10 a.m. Eastern right here on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union Entertainment News Desk. Walt Disney World and the union for its actors and singers have reached an agreement that will allow them to return to work. The deal was struck Wednesday, more than a month after actors and singers said they were locked out of the reopening of the theme park resort for publicly demanding coronavirus tests. Actors Equity Association signed a memorandum of understanding allowing actors, singers, and stage managers to return to their jobs after Disney agreed to have a state-run drive-through COVID-19 testing site for workers and others at the Florida theme park resort. The union represents 750 Disney World workers. Hank Williams Jr. says it's an honor to carry on the family tradition by being inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame. Williams says he, quote, fell off a mountain trying to get out of the shadow of his father, Hank Williams, and make his own music. Marty Stewart was also inducted. Songwriter Dean Dillon will be inducted as a non-performer. He's responsible for songs like Tennessee Whiskey and Kenny Chesney's A Lot of Things Different. Metallica coming out with a line of work boots to help trade school students. They've teamed with the boot brand Wolverine for 2 styles of black work boots with Metallica logos on them. Proceeds from the sale of the boots will go to Metallica's nonprofit All Within My Hands to fund scholarships for the skilled trades. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
How many times have you done that? You call someone into the phone, hey, Tom, what's up? You go, yeah, it was really important. I can't remember why I called.
Or you walk into a room and like, what did I come in here for again?
Oh, now I can't.
What, again? Hello, Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, fellas.
Hey,
Floyd.
I'm not really quite so cold.
All right. See, now that's a phone call.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
I was watching TV with my buddy Stevie when we saw the strangest thing. It was so compelling. A woman was selling maxi pads that had wings. I turned to channel 3 and what did I see? A woman who looked real rich. She was living on the hill and pitching Vagisil for the special feminine niche. I tried once more and I turned to channel 4 and I was shocked, I must confess. A gal who was chunky said when she's smelling funky, she just squirts it with FDS. Well, it's on every station, it's plugging up the nation with feminine hygiene ads. Douches and ointments and OBG appointments, and don't forget your maxi pads, 'cause they have wings to fly. Let's give it a try, it's feminine hygiene. Well, a mama and a daughter walking by the water, somebody don't feel fresh. Monostat 7, put her back in heaven, 'cause the yeast really makes a mess. Middle-aged debutante looking for a lubricant, I still can hear her voice. Her mama done told her when a woman gets older, the muffin downstairs don't stay moist. Well, it's on every station, an oversaturation of feminine hygiene dames. Creams and lotions and all her emotions and all the water she retains. It's so insane, this game. There's too many names for feminine hygiene. Why do we have to view all that stuff girls go through? It's really got my stomach reeling. Let's give those ads we see a hysterectomy, or at least
19 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
A quick forecast, Christy Lee.
Q95 Fox 59 weather brought to you by CarX. Sunshine today, a few clouds this afternoon, high 86. Clouding up overnight down to 68. Overcast with a stray shower possible on Friday, high 85. We're up to 71 now.
Possibility of some serious money coming your way. Pay close attention. That could be coming up any times. In fact, throughout the day. So please hang out and get that organized. The golf outing is a benefit for the Riley Hospital for Children. Find out the details at q95.com. And we may see you there. It's coming up September 16th at beautiful Top Golf in Fishers. And we'll check in with a special guest in a matter of moments. I'm very excited about this. Now, this is the Bob and Tom Show. The handsome factor on the show just went way up.
Every day.
Not you, Ace. Talking about our guest in a matter of moments. Chick McGee's over there. There's Josh Arnold. I'm Tom. That's Ace. And then socially isolated through the glass over that way is Christy Lee. Willie G is through the glass over that way. Patty G is over there. And we're joined by a brilliant musician, recording artist, singer, and songwriter. He is McAnally. Hey, Mac, how are you, sir?
Man, I'm doing great, Tom. It's good to see you. Good to hear from you.
It's good to see you again. And Mac is a brilliant musician. He's way too modest to talk about it. A lot of you probably know him because he's standing up there next to Mr. Jimmy Buffett an awful lot on stage. And you guys,
Jimmy, in the NASCAR sense of drafting, I'm just right there to the right. Yeah,
I see. And the Jimmy Buffett tour this summer had to go on hold. So you're, are you broadcasting from your garage right now?
I'm roughly in the attic. There's some guitars up here and a microphone, and I'm not a carpenter. I can't build anything, but I got a couple of guitars and an air conditioner, so things are pretty good.
Yeah, I just finished the Bruce Springsteen book Bruce wrote, and it's a terrific book. And he says something that reminded me of you. I spoke to you once, and you said you'd never had a real job in your life. And Springsteen, at one point, the only job he ever had, he painted one house just enough to make enough money to buy a guitar. Now, am I correct in saying you've never actually had a job?
I worked one summer on a highway crew in North Mississippi, and was maybe the worst flagman that's ever been. We didn't have sunscreen in North Mississippi, and we didn't have conditioner, so I had sort of a Scottish afro and a really, really red nose, and I didn't have a driver's license yet, so I was just sort of standing with a flag, turning into a blister. It's not a great time, but I did write the song "It's My Job" that later Buffett cut from that job. So the one job that I had manifested into a good song.
All right. Yeah, that's actually where I was going. I was wondering about the origins of the song, It's My Job. And you've also got a great song that mentions the fact that you are a Mississippian, which is one of my favorite songs of all time. But Mac has a new project out there. I guess we still call them albums.
Yeah, I do. I'm old-fashioned. That's... And old and old-fashioned, I guess, at this point. I used to be the young guy in the band about a couple of short decades ago. But,
just quickly to get back to Mr. Buffett, are you guys going to be going back out as soon as this is over? What's the plan?
You can imagine how Mr. Buffett is pacing the cage at this point. He has never not toured in his life. So this is the longest he's ever been idle from playing music on a stage. And he calls me maybe 7-8 times a week with some new cockamamie plan of how we could do it. And then, of course, we logic it down pretty quick. But
yeah, when you're up there with Mr. Buffett, is it all confusing when you see all the crazy parrot heads out there? Do you ever actually walk over to him and go, "There's a new one"?
Well, you're always looking at 5 generations. There's great grandfathers out there with a grass skirt and a coconut bra and a pager because they're still a doctor, hanging out of the grass skirt on the side. and by the same token, there's great grandchildren there with them too, and every generation in between. That's kind of the wonders of Jimmy, is he's this just big rolling ball of goodwill. And I honestly, in our lifetime, there's probably never been a time that we need what he does more, and we just can't get out there and do it to the crowds yet. But we're going to go. As they say, as soon as the flag waves, we're going to be out there for a year and a half. I just got a feeling he's all backed up, and we're going to tour the world as soon as the go starts.
Yeah, and I understand that when you are on tour with Jimmy Buffett, it's fairly comfortable.
It's kind of cushy. We're spoiled. I call us the coddled reefer band, actually. Instead of we don't ever have to pick up our luggage. As far as the catering and the meals, you've heard the old "when in Rome." We're in Rome 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're always in Rome.
Yeah. Have you ever gone sailing with him?
Yes, I have, but I'm sort of a landlubber. He's definitely, as he said, he was from the fun end of Mississippi. I was up in the northeast Bible Belt corner up there. I could wade, but there, I'm not going to be a surfer. My center of gravity is way too high. I got an enormous head.
Our guest is Mac McAnally. Mac is a brilliant guitarist and a great songwriter. I was reading some of the press stuff that they sent me about your new project, and they said that you took one song from a guitar riff you've been using for years. Had you always been trying to, this particular one, match it up to a song, or is it something you're just playing over and over?
There's just a sort of little shuffle lick that I got in the habit of playing when I was putting new strings on guitars. And I have a lot of guitars, so I put a lot of strings on guitars. And over the years, I for some reason or other, that sort of became my lick to make sure that I had the strings on right and balanced and roughly in tune, and never made a song out of it. And finally, probably 40 years after I started playing that lick, it became a song. First song on the record's called "Alive and In Between." That's that manifested into a song, and I like it. I'm surprised that I was able to put some words with that lick that didn't tarnish it in some way.
That's funny. Have you ever maybe written a song about tuning? So, da-da. Have you ever had a song that you've written, you're not really happy with it, and then a couple years later you throw all the lyrics out and start over?
Oh man, yeah. I've thrown every part of the song out. I've dissected it, like a sophomore in chemistry with the frogs back in the day. We sometimes I'll throw everything out except the guitar lick. Sometimes I'll throw all the music out and keep a couple of lines and start again. Just usable parts. I think of it kind of like a painter or like a chef too. Sometimes there's just really one ingredient that's the main thing, and you mess it up and start all over again, and it turns into something good. And sometimes they enter into 3 or 4 songs that all have some value. As long as you get the stuff it goes with what it goes with, and it takes a while to sort it out.
We're talking with Mac McAnally. Have you ever had a song that became incredibly popular in some random country you've never been to, and you get like a weird check for $17 for the radio rights in some weird place?
It happens. And you kind of wonder how it happened. Although being from Mississippi, people from Mississippi tend to export themselves at some point. There's a network of Mississippians all around the world. When we played Bora Bora, I had guys come and say, "Hey man, I'm from North Mississippi too." 3 Mississippians, me and Buffett are there, and here comes this other guy. "Oh, I'm from," and he didn't come just because we were there. He just happened to be there. But oddball songs, and sometimes pockets in the United States. I played this little community center up in Michigan, and a little girl came up and passed me a note. I have a ridiculously quirky and offensive song called Stefan the Alternative Lifestyle Reindeer that was on one of my albums, and it's not intentionally offensive. I just remember my wife at the time said I offended every demographic group in the world with that song. I guess would be an achievement of sorts. But this little girl and requested that song, and I was like, who in the world in small town Michigan wants to hear that song? And it turns out the guy that ran this little community arts center had been an ambassador for that song and just played it and played it and played it. And I poo-pooed it a couple of times, and then I eventually said, okay, I'll play it. And I played the song, and the whole crowd sang it with me. It's just one of the rarest oddball in this whole little town learned Stefan the Alternative Lifestyle Reindeer. It's a Christmas song. It's, joyous.
Yeah, sure. Mac McAnally is our guest. Mac's new project is called Once in a Lifetime, and it's a bunch of great stuff. I recommend all of Mac's work. I've got all of them going way, way back. I think the first time I saw Mac, he wasn't old enough to be in the bar he was playing. Way back when in Central Florida. So, Mac, a great pleasure. I've got to grab the new project, and you can find Mac at MacMcAnally.com, and it's MacMcAnally if you want to look him up. We put all the links on the various Bob and Tom social media platforms. Can't wait to see you and Mr. Buffett, and can't wait to see you out doing some stuff.
Thanks, Tom. My standard line is, I question your taste, and I appreciate it, but I really do appreciate it. You guys have been supporters over the years, and I'm such a terrible self-promoter. The fact that somebody with a loud microphone speaks well of me means a lot. I run into folks all the time that found me through you guys, and I really appreciate it.
Oh, well, good. Well, they got to find more. All the albums are great. Thanks so much, Mac.
Thanks, guys. Have a great one.
See you again. Yeah, I've actually gotten on a plane and flown till parts unknown just to see Mac McAnally in concert. He is a genius.
He performed at one of your birthday parties. If I recall.
Did.
Yes.
He's the best.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
He's the best. And
so nice.
Yeah.
Has a name like a superhero, Mac McAnally.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was in bands when I think he was like 12 or 13.
So you really saw him first time in Florida?
Like adult bands. Yeah, I think when I saw him, he was, 16 or 17, I think.
Do you remember who he was with?
Himself.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was getting a lot of airplay for his first album. And
is this when you lived in DeLand?
No, it was when I lived in Orlando.
Oh, okay.
He's the best.
You lived in DeLand?
Of course I lived in DeLand.
Weird.
Did you know that, Willie?
The name is...
Oh, yeah, I know. DeLand. It's
Why did they call it DeLand?
Yeah,
Tom?
can we take a break or something? No, it's by the sea.
Unbelievable. I'm getting no cooperation. Because it's near to sea.
I opened the door. Go, man, go.
It's near to sea, Christy.
There it is.
You know how you get there?
No, how?
You take the plane. Okay, thank you very much. Christy Lee, once again in the Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom. What else have we got?
Well, first we had murder hornets. Yep. Now, a colony of giant swamp rats has invaded a park in Fort Worth, Texas.
Love it.
According to the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department, the swamp rats, also known as nutria, swarmed Krause Baker Park in Fort Worth last week. The TPWD urban wildlife biologist Rachel Richter.
Where news comes first. Oh, no.
No,
I'm sorry.
no.
I heard the letters. I went crazy.
Yeah.
Every time she weighs herself, she's on the Richter scale.
That's right.
Said the swamp rats are coming to the park because people have been feeding them. She warned swamp rats can contaminate bodies of water and are vectors for parasites as well as disease. Don't feed the rats.
They're disgusting.
You can hunt them. You can hunt nutria.
Can you?
Yeah.
They're like a big rodent. Have you seen them?
Yeah, they're kind of like smaller capybaras.
Yeah. Disgusting.
But there's a picture of them crawling all over this park.
Yeah, that's rough.
God.
Like 10-pound rats.
Yeah.
Hideous.
They're just
They are hideous.
You think geese turd the place up.
It's weird. They're called nutria, though, because nutria sounds like a health food brand.
Doesn't
It does,
I
yeah.
think it is. Isn't that a dog food brand?
I think it might be.
Well, maybe it's made out of nutria.
No, I don't think so.
It's not, but yeah,
Dogs
no.
love it.
You may wonder why our dog's food's so cheap.
Although I think the giant swamp rats would be a great name for a minor league baseball team.
Swamp Rats is a terrific minor league baseball team name. Yes,
Yeah.
they should.
And so are the murder hornets.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are both good.
Wouldn't you go see the San Antonio murder hornets?
Yes.
Yeah, it's fun.
And I'd be scared of them.
Yeah, these guys are.
Well, there's already the Charlotte Hornets. No, there's Charlotte Hornets aren't the.
No, they are. They are again. They're back.
The Hornets again? Okay.
No, they're back. They were in New Orleans. It doesn't matter. They're the Charlotte Hornets again. Michael Jordan brought them back about 5 years ago.
That's right.
Okay.
Are your cat's incessant meows for food not noisy enough? Why don't you try teaching your cat to play piano? The New York Post reports Miss Kate Nix from Philadelphia has
Local
trained
wacko.
her cat Winslow to rap on the keys of a miniature piano when he's hungry.
Area woman, certified insane.
I guarantee she's single. Since then, the 7-year-old Tabby has taken up tickling the ivories for various other needs and whims.
Well, the
such
cat
as litter cleaning or affection.
What now?
What? The cat wants sushi. Well, how do you know? He's playing chopsticks.
And you didn't want to do the story. Come on.
And I almost didn't want to do the joke.
Oh, I love that joke.
Top 3 animals playing the piano.
Chicken.
Number 1, chicken. That's right. Number 2, evidently this stupid
Kitty. His name is Harry Catatonic Jr. Isn't that the kid's name?
The cat's name was Winslow. Pay attention.
Catatonic.
I was busy looking something up.
Oh.
I was actually busy acquiring this.
These days, she says, I feel my life just like a red.
Come on, Josh, sing along.
That cat's playing the piano.
The year of the cat.
It's growing on me.
Really?
I like that little
It's got
flourish.
on the piano. This is like a live version.
Do we have Today in History, or did we already do that?
That was me.
Oh, sorry, Pat.
Time now for Today in
I thought
History.
maybe we had a live version of Year of the Cat.
I was playing along like I did when I was 7.
Time now for Today in History.
No, it's not time for Today in
Okay.
History, is it?
I thought we don't have much time.
Keep it moving. I don't know.
Oh, I got one for you that's really creepy, Christy.
What?
I didn't give this to you because I figured you wouldn't read it.
Time now for Today in Creepy History.
A team of researchers, they've created an iPhone case that crawls over to your charging pad.
What?
A biorobotics lab has equipped it with a set of tiny retractable robotic legs that propels the phone in a forward direction.
That's cool. That's
It's
not
called
creepy.
the Case Crawler. Oh, this is so cool.
Yeah, I don't care for this at all.
Yeah, what if it's in your pockets and then they retract and then when a cat gets scared and it sticks to you?
Yeah, they accidentally rip your scrotum off.
Oh.
And by the way,
Remember when they had cases that the legs popped out if you dropped it? It would guarantee not to springy and
Right.
drop.
yeah, that didn't.
So is this for people that are blackout drunks and they fall asleep and their phone can't?
I think it's just for when engineers sit around smoking pot and someone goes, "Wait a minute, I got it."
Well, they essentially Roomba'd the phone case. It
that
docks
makes sense.
itself But no, I bet it looks real creepy. I wouldn't. No, I don't like this.
Yeah, and for those of you that have the charging pad,
Yeah.
I love it.
I don't have
If you don't get your phone on that, exactly right, it doesn't work.
Well, you're so
it's
preoccupied.
It's easier to land a plane blindfolded.
Yeah, that's right.
To
Yeah.
get your thing to.
Yep, that's exactly right. Yeah.
They made it as difficult as possible.
No, you put it on there overnight. You think, oh, my phone will be all charged. You wake up, zero battery.
No, there are several devices. I'm sure whatever one you had, it was probably unplugged. or something.
No. He'd screw up any of them. You know that.
It's truly insane.
Well, I threw it into the room. It wasn't charging. I don't know what happened.
And you know, the morning before that happened, he just goes, by the way, I don't even need to plug it in to charge it. How cool is this space-age technology?
This space-age room charger.
And then the next day, you can't even land a plane on this dang thing.
Oh, it's impossible.
Well, if we're going to talk about this, would you wear virtual clothing?
Huh?
A Croatian company specializes in what they call contactless cyber fashion. The futuristic, colorful clothes in their photos are not exactly worn, but they are edited onto photos submitted by customers
Are you trying to make me mad?
who can then show up the creations on social media. Wait till you hear how much.
I think this is a great idea.
Garment prices, Josh, range from $29 to $699. The digital clothes are inspired by video games where players can dress up their avatars while choosing their characters.
I was talking to Willie and Jeff about this, and apparently people will spend a fortune on all these games, you can, in many cases, buy outfits for your avatar.
I see.
I'm not happy to announce that when the quarantine really fully hit, I definitely put another $100 into my Fortnite account to buy fake outfits for my little guys in there.
It's
my little guys
and,
in
and
there.
this idea is to expand that, and so you could, Josh.
Yes.
Who's your favorite superhero?
Batman.
Okay, you could go on. Eventually, you're going to be able to go online and get your. It would look like you are wearing a Batman costume without actually putting one on.
Right.
I don't. I mean, fine.
You know how much I would pay to see you dressed as Batman? There's a joke here that I'm not going to tell.
I think we're about to find out.
Does it rhyme with bat? It rhymes with bat. Half bat. So fat.
Fat man. Okay, sorry.
No, I'm glad you didn't do it.
Yeah. That would be mean if you did it.
Well done, sir.
We're going to learn.
What a jerk.
Learn history.
Fat man.
Willie, do you agree with me, though, that
That's where we are.
Don't you think this is going to really happen, though?
So I'm curious, does it look like, is this basically like some sort of trading card? Like you make it your profile picture and it's very clear that you're showing off that these are not real clothes.
I don't know.
That this is a fake costume and that it's specifically for this. Because then maybe I could see it taking off. But this just kind of sounds like, why don't you just get good at Photoshop and then give yourself your own little fat Batman suit, Josh? You can do whatever you want to do if you get some Photoshop skills.
My own little fat.
I'm sorry. I reverted back to the original example. I'm sorry. That was very
Fatty fat.
Giving up.
Not fat, Josh. Don't listen to them.
No, God, no.
I'm sorry. I promise I was just using the original example.
That was good.
I want to remind you, ladies and gentlemen, that our friends at NAPA Auto Parts always have something great going on. Get the parts you need from your locally owned NAPA, and now you can order online. This is pretty cool. You can order online and pick up curbside at your local NAPA store in 30 minutes. Or you can get it delivered direct to your door with free one-day shipping of over 160,000 parts from NAPA.
Shocks, do they sell those? I need them every week.
All right.
They do have them, Josh. I mean, you have to spend $35 or more for that free delivery. Check out all the details and get some NAPA know-how. Quality parts delivered quickly and safely from our great friends at NAPA. They've got NAPA know-how. At participating stores, standard ground shipping and exclusions apply. Thank you so much, NAPA. We're coming right back with our important history lesson. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
This is the Bob and Tom Show, brought to you in part by Navy Federal Credit Union, proudly serving the armed forces, DOD, veterans, and their families. Our members are the mission, insured by NCUA. This is the Bob and Tom Show. This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, for everything Bob and Tom, check out bobandtom.com. It's a great spot, you know. It's right there on the internet. Won't cost you nothing. You just click on over to the Bob and Tom Show at bobandtom.com, and you find out all sorts of interesting things, including the new song Keto by Pat Godwin, a little tribute to our friend Josh Arnold. Also, David Rush beating another record with Bob and Tom balloons. That's right. How many balloons can you burst with chopsticks in 1 minute? Well, you can't beat David Rush. Or can you? Well, you may not have the Bob and Tom balloons. We've got the video right there at bobandtom.com. Check it out if you get a little time. You were listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
I'm Chick McGee with your Bob and Tom Sports Update. The Big 12 Conference is moving ahead with plans to play college football and other fall sports, joining the ACC and SEC conferences in taking the field amid the pandemic. The Big 12 Board of Directors approved a plan to begin fall sports after September 1st, after the Big 10 and Pac-12 announced they would not play this fall. Major League Baseball interleague winners last night: the Cubs, Minnesota, Kansas City, Baltimore, Houston, the Yankees, and Miami. American League winners: the White Sox, Oakland, Tampa Bay, and Texas. And the National League winners: Arizona, the Mets, and the Dodgers. And once again, the St. Louis game against Pittsburgh postponed due to the virus. NBA winners last night: Indiana, Toronto, Oklahoma City, and the Los Angeles Clippers. WNBA winners: Connecticut, Chicago, and Seattle. And on the ice last night in 2 overtimes, Boston beat Carolina 4-3. The Isles over the Washington Capitals. Colorado beat Arizona. Philly and Vancouver also win. I'm Chick McGee, and that's your Bob and Tom Sports Update.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
My God, why does anyone want to celebrate sharks, the a-holes of the sea? You want to learn more about these fascinating creatures? Well, here's some shark trivia for you. Do you know that despite their name, a hammerhead can't drive a nail into a board to save its life?
Really? Man.
Yeah, Tom, do you know what smells like a ground-up surfer and the license plate?
I don't know.
A shark fart.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Essential morning radio. All day and all night. This is Bob and Tom 24/7. 24/7.
The following is a paid commercial announcement for the Joe Johnson Memory System.
Hello, I'm Joe Jefferson. Do you forget things you wish you could remember? Do you forget people's names? Do you forget important dates? Do you forget information that's important to remember, like important dates? Or perhaps you even forget people's names. That's why I created my new memory system called the Joe Jackson Memory System. With the Jeff Jackson Memory System, you'll be able to remember long lists of items in great detail. Does it work? Just listen to these testimonials.
I used to forget things all the time. You know, little things like where my car keys were, what I was supposed to pick up at the store, where my car keys were, you know, things like that. Then I tried the Jerry Johnson Memory System, and now I can even remember the names of everyone in my household. Thanks, Jack.
Man, my memory was the worst. I couldn't even remember what I heard just a couple of minutes ago. And then I tried the John Johnson Memory System, and wow, what a difference. My memory used to be the worst. Do you know there was a time when I couldn't even remember what I heard just a couple of minutes ago? Thanks, Jerome.
Yes, with the Johnny Jasper Memory System, you'll never forget anything important ever again. To order this Jake Jensen Memory System, just call 1-888. That's 1-800. Again, 1-877-5. 1-888-5. Or no, it's an 800 number. Oh, yes, that's 1-888-352-4QML. The Jackie Jackson Memory System costs only $19.95. That's right, just $29.95. Call today and we'll also include at no extra charge a notepad that you could use to write things down. Yes, you'll get the Junior Johnson Memory System and the notepad, all for just $39.95. Call and give your credit card and ATM.
946 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Yeah, we got the Bob and Tom golf outing. It's going to be at the beautiful Top Golf, super fun place, and you can be part of it. It's that simple. Go to Q95.com, get the details. September 16th, it's a Wednesday afternoon, and it's a benefit for the Riley Hospital for Children, presented by Yingling. Spread your wings. Napleton Kia of Fishers and Omnisource, of course, our official recycler. She's not going to recycle that forecast. It's brand new and fresh from Christy Lee.
Yeah, sunny today. Look for a high of 86, currently 71. You know, AAA is thanking those who've helped you and others during a crisis. AAA is going to donate $25,000 in memberships to nominated heroes. So why don't we nominate a hero, everybody? Go to Hoosier.AAA.com/membership/nominate your hero. In a small way, AAA hopes to take care of those who took care of us.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Happy to be here in the big room. There's Jake McGee. And
Hey.
Josh Arnold, of course, in the IHateStevensinger.com sidekick chair.
Hi there. Hi.
Hi.
I was waving to people watching us on YouTube.
Oh, that's very
that's nice.
The very handsome Willie G is over there.
Hello.
Then, let's see, where were we? The very handsome Ace Cosby is over there.
Hello.
And we have the very handsome Pat Godwin in the next building. Good to see you, Pat. Good to
see you.
And where were we, Christy? What did we have? What were we going to do? I forgot. I lost.
We were going to do history if you had any.
Of course.
Time now for Today in History.
Wow, Leonard.
He has places to be.
I guess.
For the abridged version?
Leonard quit, and then he died.
Yeah.
Wait, don't you guys keep up?
Well, who's that guy?
Now,
It's me.
We'll
What
start,
do you mean, who's that guy?
We'll start with birthdays.
All right.
I love it when a joke comes together. Sorry, what?
1860.
Yeah, they're dead.
I took a little.
That's what I was saying. Took a little trip.
Is that how this is going to work from now on?
1860, I took a little trip with a dead guy and a dead girl and a dead dog.
So this is going to be a really short show every time I do this. Well, born in 1860.
Well, why don't we do birthdays of people that are alive?
I'm sure we'll get to them. We usually start with the latest.
It's today in history.
We start with the deadies, and then we get to the
I
livies.
bet this is a stupid day in history. Go ahead, hit me. Go ahead.
Whose birthday?
Maybe I should do
1860.
today in herstory.
Oh,
All right.
Since the great Annie Oakley. Of course, of the sunglass.
That's right. The sunglass baroness.
Oh, I love her. I love her product.
yeah, she makes a good sunglass.
Annie Oakley's nickname? Little Sure Shot.
That's right.
Really?
That's exactly right.
From Greenville, Ohio. Beautiful dark county with an E. That's
Do they have a place where you can go? Like, do they have where she grew up? Or
They do. They have these little Annie Oakley stuffed dolls that you can shoot at to see.
how many bucks you get at the concession stand?
That's exactly right.
Wow.
You get Oakley bucks. It's Oakley World. Have you
it's
ever
beautiful
been?
over there.
Now, I want to see, I think you guys know this obscure trivia fact. I'm going to give the trivia fact first, and I want to see. I don't want you to, I think, Josh, you probably know this.
Dorothy Provine.
Everyone else, go ahead. The answer is not Dorothy Provine.
It's a great guess.
Greg Maddox.
What's the
Is it Gold Gloves? No? Okay.
Charles Oakley.
Charles Oakley?
No.
He just got thrown out.
Annie's husband.
No, if he'd been a better shooter, he'd be in the NBA Hall of Fame. No, that's not the answer.
Okay.
It's this person was found eggs to be revolting.
That's the old Chucky Oakley, right?
That could be anybody.
We've moved on from Oakley's.
Oh, okay.
This person found eggs revolting?
Very famous person, now deceased.
A famous chicken?
He is not a political figure.
Is it ironic that this person found eggs to be revolting?
Yes, maybe.
Mr.
Kind
Purdue.
Of.
Okay.
No. His quote
Ted
is:
Tyson.
have you ever seen anything more revolting than an egg yolk breaking and spilling its yellow liquid?
This sounds vaguely familiar.
You'll be mad at yourself for not knowing.
Ed
this.
Begley.
The answer is Alfred Hitchcock.
Okay. All right. Yes.
Alfred Hitchcock. What did I say?
You said Hitchcock.
Alfred
You said Alfred Hitchcock.
Apparently. I don't know if it's his birthday,
we
too.
were talking about these movies earlier, and Alfred Hitchcock is one of the greatest.
Alfred
I'm sorry.
Amazing.
Hitchcock.
Yes.
He changed his name. It was originally Alfred Trucknuts.
Right.
We're not
Now
gonna,
we're just silly.
We are.
Now we're just
We're not going to be able to get through this if you keep doing this.
All right. Yeah.
1926. Another guy that's dead.
Yep.
It's Fidel Castro's birthday.
Oh.
I'm sure several contemporary political figures are probably having a special celebration
Just
today.
like
Misunderstood hero.
man, I love that term.
And of course, the birthday of today of Janet Yellen. Of course, she's saying, "What?
Who? What do you need? Janet!
Okay, that's
Who's Janet Yellen?
Who's Janet Yellen?
It depends
Who
on who
is
she's
that?
bad at.
Economist.
Anyway,
Oh my God.
Oh, wait a
time
minute.
now for Things We Learned, brought to you by Granger. Products to keep your facility running. Best last break of the show ever. Granger has been doing it for 90 years. Granger.com for whatever you need, whenever you need it. Granger for the ones who get it done.
Once again, we learned that Alfred Hitchcock hated eggs.
Yeah, we did learn that.
Didn't we talk about that at once, I think?
I think we did.
Yes, I I feel like I've heard it, so
You know, it's
probably.
hard to believe what you think we've talked about.
Oh, that's why I thought Josh was going to get that right away. Very, very funny. And I guess it's kind of ironic because he made so many scary horror movies.
Yeah.
There's one about birds, and there may have been eggs on that set.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, let's see.
All birds lay eggs, right? They don't give birth live births.
That AMC is going to be reopening some movie theaters, right, Ace? And
According to Ace.
And Willie said that in order to eat the popcorn, you can just put your mask on, shove the popcorn in, put your mask on, and use it like a feed bag.
Yeah.
That sounds
Brilliant.
brilliant. Let's see. But the NBA bubble is about to allow visitors, apparently, and there's going to have to be credentialed, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, the players are going to have to prove some sort of relationship with the people who are coming.
And Willie suggested with Photoshop, they can get anyone they want, whatever his or her chores might be once they get there.
This is my cousin, Fancy.
Sex doll sales are up. Keep that in mind, and you can get one with any head you want on it, apparently.
Well,
isn't that nice?
Yeah, okay. We're coming back eventually, I hope. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Got something to say? Send us an email, bobandtom@bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show. Bob and Tom 24/7. It's not on air. It's online.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
He says there is something about drinking iced sun-brewed tea from a mason jar that you just can't beat. There was P.S. Been listening to your show since the 3rd grade because I had a cool dad.
This windbag says, tell Josh, we jar drinkers don't have Wi-Fi at the train yard, which is what I was inquiring about yesterday.
Yes.
Hobos. We go to the public library until they make us leave.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, special thanks to Al Jackson, our West Coast Mountain correspondent, for calling in with a quiz for Tom. I should say, zooming in. Also, McAnally, catching up with him was pretty cool. And coming up, we'll catch up with comedian Joe List on Friday's Bob and Tom Show. Ace Cosby up next with The Work Farce. I'm Mark Allison. Have yourselves a great afternoon. Thank you so much for listening. We couldn't do it without you. And we look forward to joining you right back here tomorrow morning with another edition of The Bob and Tom Show.
Hi, this is Nick Griffin, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
This is the Bob and Tom Show. Good morning.
Hey, hi, thanks for joining us. Christy Lee at the news desk. Chick McGee across the way at Sports Control.
morning.
With us in the studio, we have a comedian, Stan Stankos.
Yes.
And we have comedian Jimmy Mad Dog Matus. And they can't see you. You are...
Stan the body, Stanko.
That's right.
That's right.
About 135 pounds of pure asthma.
Yeah, baby.
Look out, ladies.
You're a... Come on.
Come on now.
You're a slender man, but...
I'm skinny.
I
Yes,
have an
am.
inhaler that looks like a bong.
Is that how you get the chicks?
I do. It's like a skull. I got it at a dead concert.
I don't know what we're smoking, but I can really breathe again. I don't know what.
Yeah, Stan, you are a genuinely thin man.
I am. I'm very thin. Yeah.
What's your waist? What's your
My waist size?
what's
you're
your
gonna
Levi's?
you're gonna hate me on this.
I know.
I actually had to buy new pants, and
Yeah.
I bought a 30-inch waist. And if I go any smaller, I got to buy little boys' pants.
Wow. Oh,
so yeah, it's kind of bad for me.
And that looks bad in the store.
Yeah,
it does.
I'm
It's
at
like,
the Gap Junior.
What do you got there?
kids.
30, 32?
I'm going 30-32. That's what
Atta boy.
that's what I'm doing nowadays.
Dog, remember those days?
Well, I've never had an inseam that was longer than my waist. I don't think ever.
I'd have to be 8 feet tall.
I don't think it's ever.
No, Stan, I don't want
The
to bring
second number's never been bigger than the first number.
Stan, I don't want to bring everybody down here.
It's all right.
But are you in good health? Are you
Am I
okay?
good? Of course. I'm in fine health.
Come on, Tom.
I think so, yeah. I think so.
Just asking.
Well, I was married. You know, I had one.
I don't want to upset anyone, but are you sick? What's your...
You're not married anymore,
No,
Stan?
I was married. I had one of those trophy wives, you know.
Oh.
Yeah, last place.
See, that's what guys don't think about.
Somebody had that trophy. Somebody had to get it.
I never.
Not all doctors were A students.
No.
Not all trophy wives are first place.
No.
You know, you might get the dumbest surgeon.
There you go. Still a surgeon.
Surgeon last in his class. You
Right.
want him.
He can still cut, right?
Dumb as a
That's right.
post.
Oh, my.
So, Dr. Brain Surgeon, how come you work weekends?
There you go.
There you go.
Out of your garage.
Stan, again, for those that can't see you, you're a slender man.
I
You've
am.
got kind of a crew cut thing working up
I
there.
got, I'm trying to do whatever hair I have left. You know,
You're doing okay. You got plenty on top, kind of a little maybe.
Well, it looks a little thin up there, Tom.
It does. It does look thin. Normally, I wear a lot of hats during the day, but yeah.
I know the feeling.
We'll look around the room.
Look around the room.
I know. We're
Chick
all-
has a full head of hair, but he's wearing a hat.
I'm wearing a hat.
But he's good. It's
Dog
good.
and I are just,
Goes with that.
we've given up. There's no.
Right.
no-
I want to do that, except you know what? I want to be able to get seats on the subway back home in New York because it's just like you look creepy when you're like that. You know, when you're completely bald, people avoid you.
Skinny bald guys aren't nearly as
Threatening?
approachable.
Right, because then I really
he
look
just called
sick.
you creepy.
Fat
That's what I thought.
No. I think Stan's making a point, and so is Dog here. Stan is a very slender guy.
I can't pull that off.
Yeah, you cut your head too close. You look like the cousin that nobody really talks
Exactly.
about.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's true.
That is exactly
You do have
true.
kind of the Carl
Talking to his
from,
little friend in his
I know.
pocket. Oh,
from
yeah.
Sling Blade
I know.
a little bit.
Got the big
Yeah.
forehead going.
Yeah.
The forehead gets bigger and the hair gets smaller. I don't understand how that happens.
You almost have a 5 head there. Hello? Is this on?
You're killing me. What You're killing me. You better go on the road.
Hey.
Wow.
Hey, I'm sorry.
Take that little comedy show on the road, boy.
Thank you. Good night.
Oh, God, I wish I was drunk. Okay.
Stan, help me with the pronunciation of your
will
last
be
name.
later.
It's Stankos. Stan Stankos.
So Stan rhymes twice. There's Stan
Yeah,
and
that's right,
Stan. It's
yeah.
not Stankos.
No, Stan Stankos. Yeah,
Okay, good.
that's it.
Okay.
What was it in high school?
Oh,
It
what
would have
was
been
it?
Stinko.
Stanky.
Oh, of
Oh,
course.
yeah.
Yeah, you
Stinky
hear that a million
Stankos.
times. Oh, yeah, you hear all that
Stank.
stuff. Yeah.
Stanky Stankos.
Never
Oh,
offended
yeah.
Now, is that a shortened version? Was that original? Like,
Yeah, I'm going to shorten it to that.
I would have just gone with the coast, man. Stan Coast.
Stan Coast.
Stan Koshowitz Nakara. And if I could only shorten it to Stan Coast.
No,
I
I'm
would
sorry.
have the world by the ass
I'm
then.
serious. Wasn't it Stankowski or
You
something?
know, I haven't the slightest idea. I'm sure everybody shortened their name when they came in. Like when your ancestors came in.
And
I'm
I
sure
think
they
there was a
shortened
guy at Ellis Hall that thought, I'm going to get this.
Watch
so,
this.
Let's see.
And-
Hey,
yeah.
you lip to me. You're Stankos from
Right,
now on.
right.
Uh-huh.
Asshead was apparently taken.
So then,
Here he is, Stan Asshat.
so Stan, So then I'm guessing we're going to go with that's not a stage name.
No, I'll show you
No.
my driver's license.
No, I believe
it's
you.
my regular name.
I believe you.
What's your middle name?
Daniel.
Stan.
Stanley Daniel.
And I'm junior.
Oh, are you?
Stanley Daniel.
Yeah. So how smart is my
This was
dad?
good enough to pass on.
Right, my dad's like, I'm not going to say my dad's lazy or anything like that. Let's just call him me.
So you're Stan Coast.
I am. Yeah.
Wow. So I'm sorry. So
Stan Stankos.
let's get back to you. I haven't really had a chance to talk to you off the air, so I don't know much what's going on with you.
Right.
So you got divorced. Your marriage didn't work out.
No, that didn't work out. No.
Okay, you got,
when I was married, I tried to go on that show, Wife Swap, but then I realized you have to take another wife. It's like, just keep mine, will you?
It's all yours.
That's all I want.
It's not
Get
like
out of
it's
this.
not like Tradio.
No.
I'm looking for a washing machine. I'm trading a wife.
Need some new tires.
Stan,
we should do that one day on this little segment.
What's that?
Like, see what we can
Tradio?
get. Start with something, see what we can get.
What are you going to trade?
we could do what that
What
guy.
you got?
We could do what that guy in Canada did. We could start with a paperclip.
Didn't he start with a paperclip and
red-
ended up with a house,
We
right?
did, the red paper clip.
I think Christy is offering to trade up something that's very valuable.
What have you got, Christy?
Nothing. I have nothing.
I think the ultimate.
If you keep trading it, I think you can get a house.
It's happened before.
You should know.
We have a gently used.
I'm sorry.
A gently used Golden Valley of the No-No place.
Stan, help me get my leg out of my mouth, baby. My foot's caught in there.
All right.
Oh,
all
my.
right.
Sorry, Stan.
Did you have kids?
No kids. No kids.
okay.
Thank
Well,
God for that.
that's
Didn't want to have any.
great.
Yeah.
That complicates things, you know. I just think first I didn't want to have any kids. I think kids are kind of a pain nowadays, you know.
Oh, sure.
I think parents are a little bit different nowadays. I can't do this joke anyway.
And now the Bob and Tom Show continues exclusively on Q95, WFPQ, Indianapolis.
10:02 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show. Christy has her light out. What's that mean?
That means
She's got
Christy.
one foot out
What?
the door.